Welcome to AC Bible for tonight's contest between the Lake Belton Broncos and your Leander Lions. Joining me on the air tonight is going to be Frank Rodriguez, as well as Juan Alaniz on production, Ben Alaniz on some production, as well as score updates, and we have Peter Casimir out on the main camera. We're going to bring you all of the action that we can tonight. We will also try to do our best to keep you updated with the various contests. But before we get into what those contests are, let's talk about the district standings, Frank. So we'll pull up a graphic real quick here, and we'll let you know about it. So as you can see, the Leander Lions and the Cedar Park Timberwolves are tied at 3-0 at the top of district. Right behind Leander and Cedar Park are Georgetown and tonight's opponent for Leander, the Lake Belton Broncos. And rounding out the district standings is Rouse, next week's opponent, Eastview, Chaparral, and Glenn. And as you can see, the lines are right there at or near the top of the district standings. And another win tonight will, take you that much closer to a potential postseason berth, which we haven't seen at Leander since 2011. So, it's very important to get a win here tonight, but it's certainly not going to solidify anything. And, obviously you have all of your goals ahead of you. You want to win the district so that you can be that 1 seed in the by-district game and take on the 4 seed of our by-district opponent. But as we talked to Coach Price earlier in the week at Lucky Rabbit, thanks Lucky Rabbit for hosting us, we don't like to talk about the postseason, at least not with Coach. But we can talk about it here in the booth. There is a little bit of a fervor going around in Leander about these lines, and it's actually permeated its way into the Austin area. They've found themselves in the top 5 teams here in the Central Texas area, as rated by the Austin American Statesman as well as the Austin Sports Journal. So we want to commend the guys on their efforts to this point. But this team we play tonight, they have 3 wins this season in overtime. So they are battle-tested. They played a very good College Station team to open the season and only lost that game 38-21. Tight ball game for a part of that. That College Station team has been running roughshod over everybody they play except for A&M Consolidated. So the Lions do have a tough test tonight in the Lake Belton Broncos.
Yes, they do. Both teams come in 4-2. Lake Belton averaging rushing is 190 yards a game, 163 yards passing. For Leander, we're averaging 223 yards rushing and 225 yards passing. So we got a little bit of edge on them right there. And
both are very balanced, though, and that's tough to defend as a defense. We saw the Lion defense play really well against Glenn and force them into an area they're uncomfortable with, which was throwing the football a couple of weeks back. But this is not that kind of team. You take away the run, they'll just go to the pass. You take away the pass, they'll just go to the run. They're very similar to Leander in that vein. And so ultimately I think what it's going to come down to is whose defense plays the best and who can create mistakes against the opponent and take advantage of those, capitalize on those mistakes. So it'd be very helpful to have a couple of turnovers go the Lions' way tonight to solidify, or even one of those special teams plays that we try to guess when they're going to occur, but we never can tell.
Maybe start the game off with an onside. You never know.
Hey,
a little razzle-dazzle.
I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Lake Belton Broncos have watched enough film that they're ready for something like that. But, we haven't even got to the coin toss, so we don't even know who's going to get the ball first. So we'll go ahead and pull up the graphic for tonight's ball games, and we'll try to keep you updated. These are the district matchups for this evening, and as soon as that pulls up for me on my screen here, I'll give you that. It is Eastview will be playing against Georgetown in Birkelbach. Rouse takes on Killeen Chaparral at Chaparral. Cedar Park will be playing the Glen Grizzlies. Go Glen. Vandegrift will be playing Maynard. That's outside of district. Vista Ridge is taking on Cedar Ridge, also outside of district, and Liberty Hill takes on Pflugerville. Those are all teams of interest in the area. If you don't know somebody who plays for those teams, you did at some point if you live in this area. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back for tonight's broadcast. Stay with us here on SHN Sports, your home for Lion football. Well, welcome to AC Bible once again as we get ready to get underway in tonight's ball game between the Leander Lions and the visiting Lake Belton Broncos. The roster I got from Lake Belton is really small, so I actually brought a magnifying glass to use tonight.
Oh, man, you're not lying. It's pretty small.
Yeah, it is very small. But we will deal with the way that it has to be dealt with. As you can hear, the Bluebells going through their pregame dance. It is middle school night here, so all of the middle school band members are here to get an idea of what it's going to be like when they come up to the high school and perform in one of the better bands in the entire country, really, but definitely in the state of Texas. I want to shout out our sponsors here pregame. The gold sponsors for Leander football are Bear Electric LLC and Mercy Veterinary Hospital. The silver sponsors are Bill Miller's Barbecue, RDZ Roofing, and Raising Canes. The bronze sponsors are Golden Chick, Toyota of Cedar Park, Texas State Optical of Cedar Park, Whitestone Fine Jewelry, Sisk Rob Incorporated, JT Reisdorf at State Farm. The Lion Pride sponsors are A-Plus Septic Cleaning and Repairs, Grissom Insurance Group, and Black Rock Coffee. We also have Roll Pride sponsors. Those include MLD Services, Modern Shade, and Milo Aquatics. And then we have some additional sponsors. These sponsors include Quality Moving and Storage, DigDwell.com, Thrifty Goat Graphics, Learn Lee 123, Cedar Park Law, Wyndham Roofing, Pigpen Cycles, Baldy's Jeep Shop, Walks It To You, Brooklyn Heights Pizzeria, Guaco Taco, Lucky Rabbit, and Community Blessing Outreach at LHS. Now, we probably won't have the same halftime performances that we typically do with the band. We still, here at AC Bible, do not have a crowd mic, so we're running the crowd mic through the booth speaker here internally. So if you hear us having a side conversation, we apologize for that. We'll try not to do that. But we do want to bring you all of the action. And at halftime, it's going to probably, just based on my experience, it'll be the Leander band performing with the middle school bands, a prearranged performance. It'll probably be either the fight song or the school song or something to that effect. But believe it, the band director and his assistants are out here recruiting for their future seasons. And so if you have a band kid and you're not here tonight, you probably should go on ahead and load them up and come on up here. More than likely, though, if he's serious or she's serious about band, then you're already here. And we thank you for tuning in. We're about 5 minutes from kickoff. We'll bring you the anthem when they play it. The ROTC is lined up on the track, but the Lions are still running through some warm-up drills, and they have yet to exit the run-through tunnel. It is a pink out tonight as well, so they were passing out pink T-shirts. I don't know how big the stack of shirts was. There's always a lot a lot of people coming up for these types of games here, and those shirts will probably go pretty quickly if you don't get here soon.
Yeah, I got mine about 2 years ago. Sitting in the back collecting dust.
Oh, so you still had one?
Waiting for that right now.
I thought you just got one on your way in or something.
No, I've been waiting for that Pepto-Bismol shirt all year.
Well, and they have that in basketball as well. Oftentimes they're blue outs or red outs, but sometimes it's a white out. But you always get a free T-shirt, so it's always a fun time. And it's another way to support Leander, not only here at the game, but in the community. You put that pink shirt on, and they always say real men wear pink. So the Lions are in the tunnel as they play the school song. You can't quite hear it. Yeah, it's a little bit low. So I think it may be. Where is the band? Oh, they're over behind the run-through tunnel. Okay, I see them now. And there you see the cancer-supporting run-through banner provided by the Booster Club. Very important. I have 2 people I know of right now that have breast cancer. So if you can, at the very least, pray for those suffering or support in some way, then it is well appreciated. The Lions are getting warmed up as they come running through the sign, carrying the Come and Take It flag and the 2 versions of the Leander Lion flags, as well as the stars and stripes. And it's a big game for both teams. Lake Belton wants to stay in the playoff hunt, and a loss here tonight puts them 2 games out of first, and a win puts them right in the mix. Where the Lions, a loss here will put them knotted up with Georgetown, who they have the advantage of for head-to-head, but Lake Belton would have the advantage over Leander in that head-to-head tiebreaker, and so it would really come down to what happens in the Georgetown-Lake Belton game, which I don't think they've played yet. So we'll try to keep all of that straight for you. If not, all of those schedules and that information is available at your fingertips these days. All you need is a smartphone or a laptop, and you can find it. The Lions gather tightly in the end zone, the south end zone, to take a knee and a moment of silence.
Which is a tough schedule for them going on after this. After the Leander game, Lake Belton will play Cedar Park and then Georgetown. And
so,
then off the season with Chaparral.
So that if the Lions don't win here tonight, that Georgetown-Lake Belton game looms large on how things shake out. And, you lose here tonight, and the Lions got a pretty tough schedule down the stretch as well. They got Rouse next week, then they have Cedar Park, and then Eastview. So it's not going to be an easy run here. It's probably the toughest part of the schedule, but the Lions should be able to get some wins here in the last 4 weeks and put themselves in position for the postseason. And like we said, for the first time since 2011, they line up for the anthem. And we'll turn up the crowd mic and we'll mute ourselves, and hopefully we can hear the national anthem. Again, they put new audio equipment here at AC Bible, and they did not connect the crowd mic, so we apologize. There's not a lot we can do about that.
And now to honor our country with the singing of the national anthem by the Legacy Show Choir under the direction of Christian Chow is our national anthem. Thank you, choir.
That was not terrible. I mean, we got a little bit of volume on that. So considering that prior attempts at getting sound out of the choir have failed, we've resolved some of the issues with the crowd mic, but we got to have one out there for it to work fully to its intended effect. So we'll do our best here to not disturb the flow of the crowd as they cheer and boo depending on the circumstances. Looks like we've got some emergency responder police officers down on the field for one reason or another. It's a whole set of them. Looks like they must have a whole shift somewhere else. Are those officers? Or yeah, those are police officers.
LPD right there.
So Leander Police Department getting recognized. It must also be emergency responder night here. For the Lions, we have captains 82, James Everard, 81, Kaysen Field, 62 is Colton Isbell, and 72 is Tavin Rivera. For Lake Belton, now that I've gotten the lines out, I can't see their numbers because they're being blocked. Looks like we've got
60, 13.
Number 60 is Evan Rowland.
35.
You said 13?
Yes, sir. 13.
Reed Hill. 35 is Floyd Bristol. And then just one more.
65.
And that'll be Brett Harmon. So those are your captains for Lake Belton High School.
Well, good thing it's not sunny. You burn a hole in that piece of paper right there.
Well, you know, I'm trying something new because the cheaters get in the way of the binoculars. So I brought my my wife's grandfather that we inherited, his magnifying glass.
Oh.
It even has a light.
I wonder what the kill count on ounces for that thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It just takes a little battery, so it.
No, what I'm saying is probably killed some ants back in the day.
Oh, you know, if I would have had it as a child, it would have been for sure. So we're getting ready. I didn't see who won the toss. I was too busy trying to read captains. Did you happen to see who won? Looks like Lake Belton won the toss. And they elected to receive. So the Lions will be kicking off, and we talked about it already. You know, do you start the game with a onside kick?
A defense like that, you're pretty comfortable. Why not? I mean, Leander's defense has proven in these past couple of weeks that they're that defensive line. They got big boys up front, good surge every time. So I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, why not?
Yeah, the biggest concern that I have, and it shouldn't be a concern because it's been a long stretch since the Lions have put forth this many wins in a row, let alone this many in a year. That the guys get a little bit of a big head when you start winning, but I think that it's close enough to a lot of the misery that the Lions went through over the last few years that that's going to be something they're able to overcome. Rene Rodriguez to kick off to open tonight's game. Back deep we have number 11, Cameron Hamilton, and he'll take it at the 25 to the 30. He fielded around the 15, got a decent return out to the 35. So, you know, you expect Rodriguez to kick it a little deeper than that on a given kick, but not a terrible return, not a terrible field position for Lake Belton or the Lion defense. So we'll see who's going to make the first mistake and who's going to capitalize on that mistake. Quarterback for Lake Belton is number 13, Reed Hill, in a pistol formation. They'll bring a man in motion. And he's going to throw to that man in the flat, and he bounces his way forward. That is that gentleman who returned the kick, Cameron Hamilton, and he'll get a nice gain of about 6 yards. It'll be second down and 4. The running back for tonight's, or at least starting the game for the Broncos, is Jacob Hodge.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised to see Bridwell in on that last play right there.
He makes a lot of them tackles. Reed Hill, the quarterback, Hodge, the running back, they're going to hand to him straight ahead, and he picks his way forward for a first down for the Broncos. And they'll have a new line of scrimmage at the 46. So 2 plays and a first down. The Lions still trying to figure it out here. Every time you play a new team, you're not really sure. You can watch film, but until you're taking them on one-on-one, it's tough to see. It's a fake and a pass is incomplete. He had a receiver on the slant. That was number 8, Cole Jackson.
I mean, it's a good thing he didn't catch that pass. I think he's gone after that.
Yeah, he had a step, and he showed that he had good speed. So pistol formation for Hill. Going to flip it in the flat to Hodge.
There you go.
And out quickly to make the play.
There he is, Mr. Bridwell.
For the Lions is Bridwell. And that actually was not Hodge. The receiver there on that was Keyshawn Baptiste. And he'll lose yardage back to the 43-yard line of the Broncos, making it 3rd and 13.
And Bridwell was great right there. He saw his assignment. He saw the guy take off down in the flats. And, I mean, he met him. He knew exactly. He read it. Good job, Bridwell.
He said he saw that on film.
Yeah.
So dropping back to passes. The Bronco quarterback, he's being flushed out of the pocket, and he'll be stopped after a small gain. That's Reed Hill on that carry. In on the stop for the Lions. Looks like it's going to be number 8 is Kessler, as well as number 8, Tyler Moorman. And out comes the punting unit for the Broncos. And so the Lions defense does its job, only gives up really 1 first down.
That's exactly what you want to see right there.
Back deep to receive the punt for Leander is, of course, Zane Wooldridge. High punt. Wooldridge drifts to that direction, and they try to keep it away from him. It bounces in bounds and right out of bounds. Pretty good shot if you're a golfer, but as well as a punter in this situation, as the Lions will take over at their own 18
well,
after
I'm sure
that.
the punter knows. He's been watching film. He's seen that. Leave it out of his hands.
I can't tell you how many times he's probably heard this week, don't kick it to number 1.
Whatever you do.
So the Lions will break the huddle from the sideline. Logan Mitchell, the Lion quarterback, will be joined by number 21, Camarion Gordon, who got some recognition in the Austin American-Statesman this week as one of the new faces of Central Texas football. And they're going to hand it to him on a jet sweep. He's at the 25-30, almost the 30. He's going to get stopped just shy, but he will have 10 yards for a first down at the 24-yard line.
And as he should.
I mean the 28.
That Arkansas boy's been running hard since the beginning of the season. He runs behind those pads, and he's real confident as a runner.
Yeah, and you can see the confidence build as the season progresses. He really has. And part of it's easy to run with confidence if you got that good front in front of you. They'll bring him back in motion. They'll hand it to him again going the other way. He's at the 30, 35, 40. And he's finally ridden down after picking up a first down by number 0, Darius Wilkerson. So it'll be Lion football at the 44-yard line. Another first down. 2 plays, 2 first downs. You like the way the offense is clicking. The defense got to stop. Now the offense is moving the ball. Just got to hang on to it.
Yeah, Leander's looking great right now. Everyone's on their assignments. On the handoff right there.
Yeah, they did. They brought looks like E.J. Hargraves in the backfield now. He started the season at splitting time with Camarion Gordon and has been out presumably for being nicked up. That happens in the sport of football, but he gains 3 on that play. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. And it's just Pites there in the H-back. They'll bring a man in motion, and Mitchell's going to keep it. He runs right into the outside linebacker, number 30 for the Broncos, and that is not on my roster. Make sure that was the 30. Oh, it was 39. That's why that 9 looked like a – or 38, rather. Jaden Mendoza Espinoza. So it's 3rd and 8 now because of the loss of 1 on the play, the run from Mitchell. We'll see what they do here on 3rd down, see if they to borrow your phrase from the last game, bring the magic eraser out here on 3rd and long and see if they can erase this.
He's good for it, too.
Down in distance. Mitchell rolls to the right. He throws it. Passes incomplete. A flag does come down. Looks like he intended that pass for Mason Montgomery, number 6. And if that's interference, it'll be a first down Lions. We'll see if we get a call from the white hat.
On the defense, number 7. That's a 10-yard penalty. It'll be an automatic first down.
So it will give the Lions a first down. The new line of scrimmage should be around the 39-yard or 44-yard line, rather. They're going to put it at the 46.
The DB got left on that step right there, so he decided to pull a little jersey to make up for some lost ground.
Well, you want to get beat. Sometimes the penalty's better than the touchdown. So I didn't really see it developing like that, but it could have happened for sure. We've seen it. Kamarian Gordon right beside Mitchell, and we have a whistle right before the snap, and a penalty flag is dropped. Perhaps the Lions were going before the play was whistled for play. We'll see. So they pick the flag up. Are they going to step it off? It looks like they are going to leave the line of scrimmage at the 44, and now they set the play as the clock starts winding down from 25. So the Casimir just getting a little bit ahead of himself with Mitchell leading the way. Mitchell with an empty set. They bring Gordon in motion. They'll fake to him. The pass complete to Wooldridge in the flat. Tries to get to the outside. He's forced out at the 45 by number 23 of the Broncos, Cash Robin.
Zane Wooldridge.
So no gain on that play. He ends up losing actually a yard to the 45-yard line. And, you don't want to give the opponent the idea that you won't go to the short side of the field, but it does limit your space when you do go to the short side of the field, and I think that's kind of what happened to Wooldridge there. He just ran out of room. So they'll come out with Gordon in the backfield along with Pites and Mitchell, 2 receivers on the wide side of the formation. They're going to hand to Gordon. Good pressure there from the Broncos as Gordon is able to lunge back to the original line of scrimmage. On the stop for Lake Belton is number 35, Floyd Bristol. So 3rd and 10 here. Time to get the magic eraser out one more time. Let's see. They didn't need him on 3rd and long the last time they went to Montgomery.
That's a nice little slant route.
And got picked. You got a penalty picked up. So
this would be a good one for Pites as well. Pites he's been blocking really good, but he sneaks out there. He's good for one too.
So Gordon in the backfield. They faked to him.
Oh.
And it was Pites who was coming on that slant, and he would have had it, but it in and out of his hands there defensively for the Broncos is number 30, who's not on the roster, as well as number 5, Javion Wilcox.
That was a great read right there.
So the punting unit will come out for the Lions as Rene Rodriguez will do the honors. Back deep to receive for the Broncos is Ty Legg. And number 23, Cash Robin.
Back for Lake Belton, along with Braxton Cope.
Lions tighten it up. Will they go for a fake here? It's 10 yards. I doubt it. Rodriguez has plenty of time, gets off a decent punt. It's going to be fielded at the 11, coming towards the near side of the field. And there to make the stop after a pretty good return is number 44 for Leander, Virgil Garcia. But the Broncos will have pretty good field position on that return up to the 37-yard line. So the second possession for the Lake Belton Broncos, they had 2 first downs. The Lions got the ball on offense, got 2 first downs. And so far, as even as we thought it would be.
Yep, tick for tack right now.
Yep. And pretty good size offensive line on this Broncos squad. They'll come out. The quarterback, number 13, Reed Hill. In a pistol, has 3 receivers on the wide side of his formation. Going to hand to the running back straight ahead, and the lines were there. Still going to lunge forward for a couple of yards. That's number 21, Jacob Hodge. He's going to give him a gain of about 4, 2nd and 6. So Hodge will remain the running back for Reed Hill. Same formation for the Broncos. And they'll flip it into the flat, this time to number 10. He makes a move and gets outside and picks up the first down. That's Keyshawn Baptiste showing some shake and bake there. It looks like they're going to mark him a little bit short of the first down.
You got to be careful with number 10 right there. Dave Campbell has him listed as a 4.5 40, so definitely don't want the ball in his hands.
You can see the quickness there. Yeah. So it is 3rd and short, not a first down for the Broncos. So Hill and Hodge in the backfield for Lake Belton. They also have an H-back up near the line of scrimmage on the wide side of the formation. They're going to hand to Hodge straight ahead, and he'll have a first down and more. There's a penalty flag that comes out in the area of a hold.
Oh, yeah, that was holding. Big one, number 66.
So
Got carried away with that one.
We'll see what the call is, but, yeah, 9 times out of 10, that's a hold. The only time it's not is when you see a hand to the face on the defensive line.
I looked over like he had suplexed his opponent. So it was a little too much right there. That Captain Insano showing no mercy.
Yeah. It's Bobby Boucher action.
Right.
So it is a penalty against Lake Belton, and that'll back them up. Instead of 3rd and 1, it's going to be 3rd and 11, and that is much more friendly to the Leander cause, much less friendly if you're a Lake Belton Bronco fan. So Hill and Hodge in the backfield. 3 receivers here on the wide side of the formation. They'll fake to Hodge, and Hill has to roll out. He gets a little bit of pressure, throws down the right sideline. Has a receiver catch on the sideline. They're going to say he was out of bounds. A flag did come out, however, and depending on the call, which it could be a hold or something like that against the defense, it will be a first down for Lake Belton, and it'll be just trading penalties. But they go to Coach Price, and he declines it, so it will be 4th down.
I'm glad they went that route because we were saying tick for tack. But just as long as the penalties were good.
Well, you know, obviously you want to stay ahead of the chains as an offense, and as a defense, you want to keep your opponent behind them. Out to punt, number 87, Tommy Stevens. Sophomore punter back deep to receive will be Zane Wooldridge. We'll see how far out of bounds this punt is kicked by Stevens. It's going to be fieldable, but he just gave his coverage unit enough time to get downfield and prevent any kind of return from Wooldridge, and that's Jaden Leza on the touching of the ball to make it down.
We don't blame him for playing it safe right there. We've seen that guy. Now you see him, now you don't.
We got a score update real quick on one of the games in the district contest.
Yeah, it looks like Glen Grizzlies beating Cedar Park right now, 7-0.
Oh, we like that.
A lot of football left to play in all of these games, but you want to hear that, and you want them to build on that momentum. A traditional pistol with Gordon behind Mitchell. They'll hand to him off a right guard, and he'll carry over the 30 to the 31 for a gain of 3.
Yeah, I was going to take about all 7 and take him down. He's running hard in that. So.
Well, and we've talked about it all season long, and those legs, they don't stop churning. Another pistol formation. They'll hand to Gordon. Basically the same play. This time he bounces it outside to the 35, spins over the 35, close to a first down. He may be about a yard short. They're going to put the ball at the 37, so it's 3rd and 1.
I don't blame him. He's a hot hand right now.
And they're quick to the line of scrimmage. They're going to hand it to him again, and he's going to pick his way forward, and it looks like it's close. I think he got it. Based on the both line judges are indicating that it is a first down Leander. There was some pushback after his progress was stopped, but forward progress will give him a first down at the 38-yard line for the Lions.
He comes out for a breather after that first down. That was all a dose of
we had 3 plays in a row, right?
Yeah. A big old dose of pig suey.
Yeah, I was going to say a little pig suey. So Hargrave's in at running back. They're going to fake to him down the left sideline for Wooldridge. He catches it. He had to lay out, and so he ended up going down. If that pass was just a half-yard shorter, that's a touchdown for the Lions. So if you're Lake Belton, you're glad you dodged a bullet there, but the Lions have a first down in the red zone of the Broncos.
That was a great ball, but that was even better concentration right there.
Check that. They're at the 25. They're going to put him at the 25. So they're a little shy of the red zone. Still the pistol with Hargraves. Pite's in the H-back position. They're going to hand to Hargraves on the left side. He's going to carry close to the 20. They're going to mark him at the 21. So a gain of 4 makes it 2nd and 6.
Stop by Caleb Chandler for the Broncos.
Lions wasting no time in the huddle. Pistol formation again. They're going to hand to Hargraves the same play. He's at the 18, cuts up to the 14, has a first down for the Lions. And they are in the red zone with a 1st and 10.
You got to like that turnover right there. First down, get out. You get a first down, get out. So now we got old Pig Suey back in there.
Yeah. Give him a little bit of a rest. Give him a little bit of Gatorade. Or I guess they probably drink Powerade these days.
Right.
Pistol formation for the Lions, as they really haven't showed a traditional pistol much of the year, even though I call it that.
This right here.
Yeah, Gordon down to about the 10-yard line, gain of 4. Yeah, I call it a pistol because it's a short shotgun is what it is, but sometimes they'll line the running back to the side, and sometimes the running back is another 2 or 3 yards behind the quarterback, and that's what I would call a traditional pistol.
It looks like Lake Belton's getting exposed with these doses right here.
That was made famous by Nevada and Colin Kaepernick back in the day when he was a collegiate athlete. Handoff straight ahead to Gordon. He's going to have close to the first down. They're going to mark him at the 5, so it'll be 3rd and about a half a yard.
Run it again, Coach.
Oh, yeah. I mean, why not? They have not stopped it, and the offensive line is getting off the line of scrimmage. And they do come out in that same formation. We'll see if they give it to Gordon again. They do, and he has the first down inside the 5 to about the 3. 1st and goal lines.
So you got to think it's going to be a fake handoff, number 3 in the end zone.
Right. So Mitchell will keep it.
Set it up. It's all set up.
As long as he gets them an extra chocolate milk in the lunch line for all of the work they made down the field. It's going to be E.J. Hargrave now as the running back for the Lions. They're going to hand to him, and he cuts it in for the score. That's got to feel good for E.J. Hargraves, having missed a few games, getting an opportunity to get back in to the action and scoring the first touchdown in tonight's ball game.
Just picked up where he left off at.
That's right. It doesn't look like he missed a step.
And that's great. Like I said, right now you're seeing this weakness in Lake Belton's defense. They cannot stop that run, especially fast-paced. These guys are on their heels.
Yeah, and their hands are on their hips, even here on the point-after attempt by Rodriguez.
Probably a little sigh of relief now that they scored on them. They get a break now.
The Lions shift. Will they go for 2? Stericker has the ball. He's going to run to the corner, and he's got it. Aiden Stericker, the Lions, we thought maybe what was it going to be? Was it going to be an onside? Was it going to be a fake punt? They do something in every game to pull a fast one on their opponent, and tonight –
a little cherry on top.
Yeah, tonight it's Aiden Stericker, the holder, running to the corner of the end zone. We've got some score updates. We'll turn it over to Ben Alaniz, and he'll give you those updates real quick.
Yeah, it looks like an update on the Glen and Cedar Park. It's 7-7 now. And then Rouse Raiders and Colleen Chaparral, 16-0 Rouse.
So Rouse, the next opponent, not having much problem with Colleen Chaparral. The Lions – we talked about it in the podcast, Frank, with Coach Price. They left at least 17 points on the field in that game and just had opportunities that they didn't capitalize on.
Bus lag. No one likes going to Colleen.
That is the longest trip for the program this year until potential postseason matchups. Last year we had Del Rio visit here, but the year before we actually went to Del Rio, broadcast and all, and that's a 6-hour drive. I got home about 2:15 or 3 a.m. in the morning, something like that. I don't remember, but I just remember I didn't get to bed until like 4:30 that night, and I had to do a Southwestern game the next day in Georgetown. So, you just do it because it's so much fun, and football is football. Even if you're announcing it, it's not as much fun as scoring a touchdown, but it is pretty fun. So the penalty flag, I didn't see what the signal was, but it's being assessed against the Lions. It had to have been a personal foul because it's a 15-yard step off. They'll be kicking from the 25.
They got a little excited for scoring there. I mean, I couldn't blame them,
Yeah, sometimes you can get a celebration penalty. The problem is not really the celebrating. It's when you include an opponent in that celebration, sometimes you'll get a taunting penalty, an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And so Pints, number 11, breaks the huddle, but Rene Rodriguez, of course.
He's going to make it up with his leg right here.
The Lion kicker. And he'll need to put his toe into it if he's going to clear what he did before. And that kick is going to be fielded around the 30-yard line by number 23, and he's going to carry up to midfield before he's stopped, and that is Cash Robin. And so good field position for the Broncos.
That was a little pooch kick. I was expecting something a little more farther down.
I think that was one of those attempts to try to catch the kicking team off guard that you can recover if your fast guys are able to get by. But teams have started to resort to hitting those guys as soon as they come to the line of scrimmage because they want to prevent them from getting one of those odd kicks. Hill, the quarterback for the Broncos. They'll bring a man in motion. He'll fake to passes almost, it looks like, incomplete. That was a pretty good effort there by the receiver, Brady Johnson. That pass a little bit out in front of him and low. There on the coverage for the Lions is number 2, Malachi Filan. And then we're going to have a penalty flag there. Pass is free play, and the Broncos get it down inside the red zone. Unless they were drawn offsides, the Lions will have an offsides penalty, and that's a free play. That's Tyus Jackson, number 7 on the reception. And it was an offsides against the Lions, and so quickly the Lake Belton Broncos are trying to answer that Lions score on their second possession. Running back is number 4, Ty Legg. Reed Hill, the quarterback for the Broncos, is going to fake it to Legg, and he'll keep it, and he's able to make a couple of guys miss, but not that third. That is number 4 for the Lions, Nicholas Parsons on the stop. No gain or minimal gain, about a yard. Line of scrimmage now at the 13 for the Broncos. Legg and Hill in the backfield for the Broncos. They got an Ohio State look about them in that crimson and silver. Passes too far, intended for number 10 in the back of the end zone. Keyshawn Baptiste, the guy to watch out for, and he was open. Pass just too tall. That'll make it third down and about 8, maybe 9 yards. Legg will remain the running back for Reed Hill, the quarterback of the Broncos. He'll have 2 receivers on the narrow side of the formation and 1 way out wide here on the wide side. They're going to fake the Legg, looking to the narrow side, and they complete it to Baptiste just inside the 5-yard line. Well, a little more. It's going to be a first and goal regardless. Of the 3-yard line looks like where they're going to mark it. You know, what can you do? You got to get tighter coverage there.
That's a big receiver too. He's pretty tall.
Yeah, running 4.5 and that tall, that'll get you a look or two at the very least for a scholarship. Looks like we're going to have a new quarterback come into the game.
That's number 10. He's that 4.5 we was talking about.
Okay, so Baptiste
Mr.
is
Peters
going to do some Wildcat formation. He'll keep it straight ahead. and he'll get in for the score. And pretty quickly after the Lions opened with their first touchdown of the evening and converted a two-pointer, it's now 8-6 on the Baptiste Wildcat run straight up the middle. The kicker, number 87, to come in for the point after attempt. That's Tommy Stevens.
We got ourselves a good old Friday night football game right
Yeah,
here.
this is going to be a good one. They hang around. This is not a team that you can slouch off against. Kick is up, and it is good. It is an 8-7 score. The Lions, because of that 2-point conversion, able to hang on to the lead here. Let's get any updates on scores. Nope, nothing's changed. So we'll get you another update here in another timeout. We already shouted out the sponsors pregame. We want you to make sure that you do what you can to support those sponsors. I'm working with one of them, and they're doing a lot for me in terms of getting my roof fixed. So, and we just heard it on the PA. Mark McHague on the PA just said RDZ Roofing. You know about them, don't you?
Yeah. Hey, we got y'all. Give us a call.
And we appreciate you, Frank, not only for your sponsorship, but for coming out here and helping out with the broadcast. You know, you're always a lifetime line, of course.
Hey, it wasn't like you tied my arm behind my back. I was down for the
All I
cause.
did was ask one time. You
Once
were
a
like,
line
are you
over the line.
serious?
Yeah, I've been more than honored to.
So it looks like the kicker is going to be Chase Thorpe, number 85. Which is different than the other kicker, Tommy Stevens. So maybe he's got a little more oomph in his kick and
maybe
less accuracy or something.
An extra toe or something.
Maybe. No, it's a kind of a pooch kick. It's going to fly out of bounds, and that'll be a penalty flag. Can you take it at where it goes out of bounds and then tack on the 5 yards? Because if so, the Lions will have excellent field position. We'll see the call here from the White Hat here shortly.
Illegal procedure by the kicking team, free kick out of bounds. We will re-kick after a 5-yard penalty.
Okay, so they're going to step off 5 yards and make them kick the ball again. You know, not a deep kick, so they didn't, just do a 60-yard sprint like happens sometimes when you have to re-kick. It can create a decent return, but the Lions don't even really need too many things to happen beyond a handful of blocks. Okay, so that's the way I would have done it, right? You take the kick was short enough, went out of bounds at the 36, so you tack on 5 more yards, you get it at the 41. You might take it to the house by making them kick it again, but you also might end up on the 10. So you want to go on ahead and take it in the best position on the field that you can get, and 41's pretty good.
Yeah, you're about 3 first downs away from a field goal. So, I mean.
And the Lions, the way they've been moving the ball since that, even in the opening possession, they just kind of stalled after that second first down. So it will be E.J. Hargrave just to the right of Logan Mitchell, 2 receivers on the shallow side of the formation. Ball's on the ground and is recovered by the Broncos. And that's what happens sometimes when you're kind of out of the loop. You lose a little bit. Yeah, and it looked like Mitchell wanted to feed Hargrave that football, and Hargrave, not that he didn't want it, but he thought Mitchell was going to pull that, and he didn't. So the Broncos have a chance here they're almost in field goal range and probably close to it already to take a lead. The Lions are going to need to get a turnover of some kind. We've got an update on the Rouse versus Chaparral score. Ben?
Yeah, it looks like now Rouse is beating Chaparral 23-0. It's the second quarter now for them.
Yeah, they're smothering them, and that's the next opponent on the docket for the Lions. Hill, the quarterback, he'll send his running back out into the flat. It's a double pass. The Lions are sticking with the receiver in the secondary, and the pass is too short, and that was number 4 leg. And they pulled that out of the film from last week, or was that last week that we threw a double pass, or was that oh no, that's Southwestern. Some of my games get mixed up.
I saw the NFL.
Yeah, no, Southwestern did that against Rhodes College on Saturday, and it was a touchdown. So great defense there as the Lions were not fooled. Leg, the running back next to Hill in the backfield. They're going to fake the leg and pass a slant intended for number 7, Tyus Jackson. Good coverage out there by the line defensive back. It looks like that's number 12, Tyree Smith, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. The Lions can try to get off the field quickly here if they can stop the Broncos. This is that area of the field, though. If you get 3 or 4 yards, especially here on third down, you probably go for it on 4th. They got 4 receivers here on the near side of the formation in an empty set for Hill. They'll bring leg in motion back to the other side of the formation. They're going to look for him on the wheel route.
There you go.
Intercepted.
There you go.
Number 8. He sat on that pass. Tyler Mormon.
And then he caught a flag at the end. Yeah, he did a little too much right there, but I don't blame him for being excited.
No, you don't want to do that. But that wheel route was open. But
he timed it perfect. I think he let him open that much so they could pass that to him.
It did look like he knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Which means they had seen it on film. Those wheel routes, if they
He kind of struck a pose over there.
Yeah. If you see that this crew is not going to put up with a lot of celebrating, so that you need to, as a coaching staff, bring your guys together and let them know that. That's already the 2nd penalty, so 30 yards just for unsportsmanlike conduct.
I mean, it's good we got the ball back, but look, we got our heels on the goal line now.
But, yeah, that wheel route, if you don't see it coming, it's a touchdown almost every time.
That was like them old backyard football. You kind of leave them open a little bit so he throws it.
It's like that tight end that releases after about 2 seconds from the line of scrimmage. He's always open. Gordon behind Mitchell in the pistol formation. You got a receiver on either side of the formation. They're going to hand to Gordon. He's going to cut back to the right. He's at the 10, 15. Carrying tacklers and blockers over the 20 to the 22 for a first down. Number 35, Floyd Bristol on the stop.
And that's what that young man does right there. He runs that ball.
And it didn't matter that there were linemen in front of him. He was pushing them along. Like, come on, guys.
Come on, party this way.
Yeah. Either get out of my way or block that guy. Well, that'll bring it backwards as there is a holding penalty going to be assessed against the Lions. It's 10 yards from the spot of the foul, and that'll put the line of scrimmage at the, looks like the 10, so it's 1st and 9. Looks like the ball is out on it's on the 10. Those soccer stripes throw me off a little bit. So it is a pistol. Gordon, the running back, behind Mitchell. Single receiver, both sides. Gordon wrapped up almost immediately after he takes the handoff by number 52. That's not on my roster either.
Yeah, what an action-packed first quarter right there.
Yeah, and it's an 8-7 score as we wind down the end of the first quarter. Let us shout out our sponsors real quick. We'll get the gold, silver, and bronze sponsors in. They are Bear Electric LLC, Mercy Veterinary Hospital. Those are your gold sponsors. Your silver sponsors are Bill Miller's Barbecue, RDZ Roofing, and Raising Canes. The bronze sponsors are Golden Chick, Toyota of Cedar Park, Texas State Optical of Cedar Park, Whitestone Fine Jewelry, Sisk Rob Incorporated, and J.T. Reisdorf at State Farm. Your Lion Pride sponsors, A-Plus Septic Cleaning and Repairs, Grissom Insurance Group, and Black Rock Coffee. That's another one that I can personally attest is a very good organization, the Grissom Insurance Group. Heather Grissom, the wife of Coach Matt Grissom. She's been our broker for our auto and home insurance 15 years now. And believe me, I had 3 boys go through learning how to drive, and they were on my insurance. And so she would always get us the lowest rate, even though they're always high rates when you have young men driving vehicles, especially when they happen to tap into other cars from time to time.
Well, it's good to have someone like that on your side then.
Yes, it is.
Everything's already expensive as it is.
And it really does help because you're looking at something that could take you a half a day to find that best rate, and she can do it in an hour or so, and just all the connections are there. So Hargrave will remain the running back with Mitchell. We have 3 receivers here on the near side of the formation. Zane Wooldridge is alone at the top of the formation. Mitchell looks over the offense, takes the snap, looks to his right. Pass is incomplete. It was intended for number 10, Isaac Montgomery, the sophomore receiver. He kind of turned and tried to run with that before he caught it.
He got a little too excited on that one. He knew he was going to turn up.
Well, he knew the ball was coming to him because that was certainly they're saying that was a lateral. So they're putting the line of scrimmage at the 5-yard line.
Oh, just barely by a step.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad you got that pulled up where you can see a replay, but that was okay, so they fixed it. I thought it looked kind of close. So it'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Lions. Hargrave, the running back. We have twin receivers here on the Lions sideline.
Well, I'm glad they don't have access to the replay. That's good right there. We'll take the incomplete.
It's close, huh?
Yeah. That'd have been a call from New York right there.
Yeah, or from the booth upstairs.
Right. From downtown Austin. We got the call.
KXAN doing it or something.
Right. Jim Spencer. He was our ref back in the day. We did a game against Conference Judson. We had a rain delay, believe it or not, and it was Jim Spencer.
Hey, you get to meet celebrities every day.
Right, he threw a flag.
Mitchell looking to throw, pass complete at the 25 to Wooldridge. They're going to say he was out of bounds, though, so the catch won't count. It'll be 4th down. The Lions will bring out the punting unit. There's a little bit of discussion about.
So he did catch it.
Okay, so the other referee came up and said, yes, it was a catch. And so the Lions will have the ball at the 24. I'm sure that doesn't please Lake Belton fans at all. We couldn't really see it because of the players on the sideline, but we've seen Zane Wooldridge tippy-toe along that sideline on numerous occasions. And it looks like they may discuss it as the Lake Belton head coach out on the field. That's Brian Cope, rather. He's given an earful to his side judge. And then the second referee comes over. And it looks like he's just going to accept whatever the decision was. And the Lions will break the huddle here, 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Hargrave remains the running back behind Mitchell in the pistol. They're going to hand to Hargrave on the left side. He'll get met in the hole. He's able to push forward for a gain of about 2, maybe 1.5 yards. And he's getting, that was the tackler getting up slow, but he's able to get up under his own power, Javian Wilcox.
Bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, that's a good little pop right there. I can probably see maybe like a stinger right there.
Yeah, you see when that hole opens up as a linebacker, you just want to get in there as fast and as violently as you can, but you want to also make the tackle. And that was a great play there by number 5 for the Broncos, Javian Wilcox. Hargraves remains the running back behind Mitchell. Split receiver on either side of the formation. They're going to hand to Hargraves. He's in the open. He's at the 40, makes a move and is pushed out of bounds around the 45, but he'll have another Lion 1st down, and the offense will waste no time getting up on the line of scrimmage. You get a first down, they don't huddle anymore.
That was a great burst of speed right there.
They're going to give it to him again off that same side. He's going to carry up over the 45 to the 46. A gain of 4. Owens on the stop for the Broncos. We're at 10:50 remaining here in the half. We'll get you an update on those scores at the next stoppage in play. Timeout, touchdown, penalty, something like that.
I'll take the touchdown.
Gordon behind Mitchell. There's a handoff to Gordon. He has to bounce outside. He's going to get wrapped up for a loss by number 0.
Gordon on the carry.
That's Wilkerson. That's Darius Wilkerson. So it'll be the loss puts the line of scrimmage back to the original line of scrimmage, so it's 3rd and 10 for the Lions. Time to get the eraser out again.
See where's he at? Up top.
Gordon to the right of Mitchell. He looks the other direction and completes it to number 7 at midfield, and he'll get wrangled down there. That is River Hom on the reception. It's going to be short of the line needed by about 3 yards, so the Lions have a decision here. They're going to keep the offense out on 4th and 3, and why not? Other than one drive, your defense has played pretty well.
I like
Gordon
this decision right here.
Will remain the running back. If you can get them on a hard count here, that's also helpful. That'll get you a first down real quick. Mitchell with a long look to the sideline. Play clock down to 8, and the Lions will burn a timeout with 9:13 remaining in the first half. And we'll bring Ben on here so he can tell us about what the scores in the area are. Ben?
Yeah, it looks like Rouse and Chaparral still the same, 23-0 in the second. Looks like Glenn versus Cedar Park, 14-14 in the second quarter too. Then Liberty Hill versus Pflugerville. It's actually 7-0. Liberty Hill is losing.
Wow.
Theirs is still the first quarter.
Yeah, that Pflugerville team's a good team. We saw them to open the season. It's not a team that the Lions couldn't beat, but, you saw good play on both sides of the line from that Pflugerville team, and they have skill guys to burn. So I wouldn't be surprised if Pflugerville comes in and beats what's considered really the best team in the area in 5 or 6A, except for like Westlake and Lake Travis.
That's crazy because back in the day they were 3A.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, they're 5A. They're just a little bit smaller than Leander. In fact, they compete against Leander in all the other sports. And it looks like the Lions will bring out the punting unit, but and they finally do send a returner back. Do the Broncos. Looks like that's going to be number 23, Cash Robin.
they won. Oh, there it goes.
And it's going to be downed by the Lions at around the 29 or 30-yard line, and that's number 29, Louis Ruiz Williams, downing that football. And so the Broncos will have it back, only trailing the Lions by 1 with 9:02 remaining here in the second quarter. They got 70 yards to traverse to try to get points, at least a touchdown. They could probably get in field goal range right around they'll need the line of scrimmage around the 20 to 25 for a long kick. The running back is going to be number 21, Hodge, along with Reed Hill, the quarterback, and they'll hand to Hodge, and he'll get behind that big offensive line, and they'll push forward for a gain of about 6 yards. Getting up off the bottom for the Lions, Nicholas Parsons, number 4. Also there, number 8, Tyler Moorman on the stop. So second, about 4 yards to go for the Broncos. Hodge remains the running back for Hill. They're going to hand to Hodge again. They're going to give the Lions a little bit of their own medicine, and Hodge is in the open. He's going to take it to the house. He's too fast. Touchdown for the Broncos. I don't see any flags, and the Broncos have their first lead of the evening by a score of 13-8 with 8:19 remaining in the half. And we'll see if they go for two or if they're just going to go for the point after touchdown here. That was two plays, the same play, back-to-back. The Lions able to stop Hodge on that first one, but he found a crease on that second play and took it probably about 67 yards.
I mean, that hole was bigger than the state of Texas, so, I mean, he found it and he was gone.
Maybe somebody was out of position on their run-fit defense. Point after attempt by number 85, Chase Thorpe. Hold is down and the kick is up and good.
And it seems to be the MO the way defense has been this year. We play real good defense, but it's always those one plays, those plays, those long plays where you get caught off guard.
I just figured out I have last year's roster for Lake Belton. I just realized that.
Someone set us up.
Oh, well.
Let's see if we can pull a roster up.
Yeah, let's see if we can get one. I apologize to any Lake Belton fans who may be tuned in that we had the incorrect roster.
Or other Belton fans, they're playing again. Congratulations on the tackle.
Yeah, even though you're not there. We'll see if we can find us something here to be more accurate. I was wondering why it seemed a little off.
Okay, that's where, because number 10 is, Davion Peters.
What side are you on, Max Preps?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll use that. It's probably closer than the roster from 2 years ago or last year. The ball falls off the tee, and so we get a little stoppage there.
The old turf monster's waking up.
We should have woke up a play ago,
right,
or 2 plays ago. Would have been helpful. So the kickoff is by, let's see how bad I was off. Tommy Stevens, that's actually accurate. So I guess he's been the kicker for a couple of years. And there's not a significant breeze, but it is enough. Well, actually, the flags are whipping pretty good. If you look at the American and Texas flag, they're whipping pretty good. Looks like they're blowing south to north. So the Stevens will have someone hold for him here. Back deep to receive for Leander, Zane Woldridge, and Isaac Montgomery. Montgomery's going to field it at the 2. He drops, is able to pick it up at the 6, cuts up at the 10, spins forward to about the 12 where he's tackled. You know, it makes a big difference if you don't catch that football. Number 0 on the stop for Lake Belton, that's Adam Constancio. The Lions will have a 1st and 10 from the 12 with 8:15 or 8:12 rather.
Paskowitz on the tackle, number 43 for the Broncos.
A long huddle by the Lions on the sideline as the coaching staff tries to refocus the offense. Gordon will be the running back next to Mitchell. They'll have Isaac Montgomery and Zane Woldridge as wideouts. An extra offensive lineman and Derek Pites in as the H-back. They never set the play clock. And the Lions have to burn a timeout to avoid a penalty. I guess the Lions took a little bit too much time on the sideline. I didn't see the umpire call or blow the whistle for the play clock, but it looks like he did, and the Lions just avoid a 5-yard penalty by burning their second timeout of the first half. Do you have some updates for us, Ben?
Yeah, it looks like Eastview and Georgetown, 25-7, Georgetown, second quarter. Vandegrift and Manor, 28-0, second quarter also. Ooh, Rouse and Chaparral, 30-0. Looks like
who's winning that Vandegrift Manor game?
What?
The Vandegrift Manor game, who's winning? You said 28-0, but
yeah, Vandegrift.
Vandegrift's on top.
Yeah.
Okay, and we'll bring you back to the action here on the field. Thank you, Ben. Lions in the huddle. They haven't blown the play clock this time. The Lions on the sideline. And it looks like the Lions will come out in formation. It will be Gordon, the running back, with the quarterback, Logan Mitchell, a receiver on either side of the formation. There's the snap. Mitchell looking. He's going to throw it up the right sideline for Isaac Montgomery. He comes back and drops the pass. It hit him in the hands. He had what would have been a first down at around the 31. Couldn't hang on to it, though. And the defender on that play was going to be number 9, Aiden Mitchell. So 2nd down and 10. That stops the clock with 8:01 remaining in the quarter. And the Lions seem to have lost a little bit of momentum that they had early in this game, and that's credit that to Lake Belton for continuing to push through the Lions surge. It's going to be an empty set for Logan Mitchell as he'll bring Hargrave in motion. They'll fake to him. Mitchell will keep it. He's going to get wrangled at around the 13-yard line. That is number 22 on the stop for the Broncos, Gavin Stewart. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Lions. And, you know, the last thing you want to do is get your defense back out on the field that quick. You want to give them a little bit of rest. Hargrave, the running back, next to Mitchell now. Pass complete over the middle for a first down at the 30. A late penalty flag. That was Montgomery with the reception. Very late penalty flag. The Lions actually look like they might have gotten away with a little bit of a motion penalty as Hargrave kind of moved forward slightly.
After the play, sideline warning. First sideline warning on the home team.
So the Lions getting a little bit excited about the catch from Montgomery. I like that Coach Price and Coach Bailey went back to the sophomore to make him forget that drop pass that would have been a first down. So he picks up the first down. Now new line of scrimmage, the 30-yard line for Leander. Hargraves is the running back. They're going to fake to him, looking downfield. Mitchell has a man open. It's Wooldridge, and he gets hit. No penalty flag, and I guess that's pretty good timing.
Yeah.
That's number 23, Braxton Cope.
Yeah, he had 2 steps over that kid.
Yeah, the pass just needed to be a little bit longer there. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Lions from the 30. The clock is stopped now after the incompletion at 7:09 remaining in the half.
Yeah, that kid was burnt like toast. If it was thrown on the money, it had been touchdown.
Had a couple of those already. That one to Wooldridge is a little bit long. They'll bring Wooldridge in motion. They're going to hand to Hargrave straight ahead. He picks his way forward to about the 34 before he's driven backwards by number 52 of the Broncos, Zion Williams.
Zion Williams on the stop. Bring it 3rd down and 6.
So it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Lions, and you know, certainly a manageable down and distance. You'd like it to be a little tighter on 3rd down, but they'll leave Hargrave in at the running back, and they'll have 2 receivers on the top of the formation. They're going to fake to Hargrave, throw to the weak side, and that's Pites. He breaks the tackle at the 40. He's at the 45, and he's forced out of bounds there by number 9 of the Broncos, Aiden Mitchell. It'll be another line
right
first.
He's got that George Kittle vibe going.
Yeah, he just needs some long hair.
Yeah, right. Exactly right.
I'm sure his dad, Derek.
Well, he wrestles, so he can't have long hair.
Yeah, and we have a flag play. Actually, you can. You just got to wear one of those nets like you're serving food in the cafeteria. So.
How about that getting pinned down by the cafeteria lady or the man with the hairnet?
Well, some of those guys are pretty tough.
Yeah.
First sideline warning against the visiting team.
So it looks like Lake Belton gets their own sideline warning, and the referees are just really trying to control any emotion here, and you can't really blame them. You don't want this to get out of hand. This is the first time these 2 teams have met, and it's an important game for both. Mitchell throws it to Pites in the flat. He lowers his head up over the 45 to the 46. He was cut down there by number 9, Aiden Mitchell. So 2 tackles in a row by Mitchell on 2 receptions in a row by Pites. So the Lions will have it 2nd and 9. And they take a long huddle. The clock on the play clock around 20 seconds and counting. The Lions will break the huddle. Gordon, the running back. The Lions will send 2 receivers to the wide side. They're going to hand off to Gordon behind Pites, and the backside defensive end was able to get him from behind. That's number 90, Travis Harrison. And so a gain is only going to be about a yard. It'll make it 3rd down and 8. And the Lions have found themselves in 3rd down situations quite a bit. We talked about that with Coach Price over at Lucky Rabbit on Tuesday, and the Lions have been pretty successful on both sides of the ball on 3rd down, but it's hard to keep that up. You want to stay ahead of the chains if you can. Gordon, the running back. Mitchell looks to throw. Pass complete to Montgomery. He spins forward to about the 35. He almost broke that tackle, and that would have taken it to the house. Aiden Mitchell on the tackle.
That was a great redemption catch right there. That was awesome.
And Lake Belton holding to a lead here with just under 5 minutes. Gordon, the running back. There's the snap. They're going to hand to Gordon on the left side. He's in the open. He's in the secondary. He breaks the tackle. He's at the 20. Breaks another tackle, 15. He's dragging tacklers down to the 10.
Big
what a
Zoe.
run by Kamarian Gordon.
He looked like a big fan right there.
Yeah, I mean, he ain't that big, but, man, was that Derrick Henry out there? It's 1st and 10, or 1st and goal, rather, from the 10 for the Lions here. They got 4 downs here to try to negotiate 10 yards and try to take the lead, or at least tie it with the touchdown. The point after will give them the lead. And we're going to have a timeout, Lake Belton. We'll try to see if there are any updates on scores. There may not be at this point. No updates. So we've got Glenn and Cedar Park in a tussle, and we've got Rouse dominating Chaparral, as well as Georgetown kind of throttling Eastview in our district game. So that not a bad night of football here if you're in the area and you can make it out. It's 25-7 in that Georgetown versus Eastview game. Lions, of course, trailing here tonight. And it's still tied 14-14 in the second quarter between Glenn and Cedar Park. So both Cedar Park and Leander, who were on top of district, both having a little bit of trouble tonight. The Lions trailing with an opportunity to at least tie here. And, of course, Glenn and Cedar Park knotted up. And, again, that goes back to what I was saying. When in that Glenn game, it's hard to prepare for an offense like Glenn's, and everybody wants to beat their academic district rivals. So anytime Glenn plays Cedar Park or Leander plays Rouse or Vista Ridge, they want to win. Mitchell's pass a little bit low, intended for Wooldridge. Got to get it a little bit taller than that. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Montgomery will come into the ball game for the Lions at one of the wideouts. That's Mason Montgomery. There's also Isaac Montgomery. He may be out there as well. He's number 10. I don't see him right at the moment. 3 receivers here on the near side of the formation for Mitchell. He's going to hand to Hargrave. He runs over a defender down to about the 1-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 1 for the Lions. And great run there by Hargrave as he lowered the boom on that safety. If he was about a half-yard closer when that contact was made, that would have been a touchdown. Right. But the safety was able to get up and take the brunt of that hit.
And we all know number 3 is good for 3 right here.
Yeah, I would look for a tush-push type play here as he does come up under center. Look at Casimir's in the backfield at fullback for the Lions. They're going to hand to Casimir.
There you go.
He's in for the score. Ryan Casimir, the Lions center, gets an opportunity in the backfield. The big one.
Well, you like to see that right there.
That's what you call those big boy touchdowns. You got to love that stuff. And he was a guest on our show on Tuesday night at the Lucky Rabbit as well. And, of course, his dad over on camera for us. Look at him. He's getting the crowd hyped as well as the score tied now 14-14 with the Lions an opportunity to take the lead back with off the toe of Rene Rodriguez. Steriker to hold for the Lions. Snap, hold, kick is up. And it's good, and the Lions will take the lead 15-14 with 3:38 remaining in this first half.
I know it's just 1 point, but it gives you a little sense of security in a game like this.
It's a lot better than being tied.
Or down by one.
Yeah, or down by one, yeah. I'd rather be in the Lions' position than the Lake Belton Broncos in terms of that extra point that was converted by the line. Give credit to Coach McLean and, of course, Aiden Steriker, who took that snap and outran some guys to the corner of the end zone. He had to dive there at the end, but a great effort to give the Lions an early lead, and it's going to be the difference in the score now at 15-14.
This is a great game. Great game.
Well, and I expected this to be a tight ball game. I just hope that the Lions could get a break here or there in terms of a turnover by the Broncos, and that would give them a chance to build a lead.
Let's see if we can hold on to this momentum we got right now.
Yeah, the Broncos are going to come out firing, and I would expect them to try to get points before the half. Rodriguez will be kicking off. Back deep for the Broncos. Let me pull my roster back up. Since I was using the wrong one the whole first quarter and half the second. It's Davian Peters, number 10.
Well, I'm glad you put that magnifying glass away.
And number 11, Zion Harness. Well, it was working for me. It was just the wrong roster.
I don't know how you can transition your eyes.
Well, you see how small the font is on that roster I printed out. And it's going to be kind of a pooch kick. And it's fielded by the Broncos right around the 35, and he's tackled immediately.
I thought we were going to see some fireworks right there.
That's number 23 on that kick return. Wasn't much of a return, but receiving that kicks, and that's Braxton Cope. So the Broncos will have it at the 35. That's a little bit of a gamble for the Lions there. They want to – so they'll have it at the 40 because the Lions were a little bit off sides. But that was because they wanted to hustle down and see if they could get a loose ball. If you squib it like that instead of kicking it deep, sometimes the guys that are in between the front line and the returners aren't paying that close of attention, and you can get lucky.
After the flag, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Broncos.
So the quarterback is actually Eli Mascarenas. And so I apologize to Eli's parents for calling out a former quarterback who wore the same number. Mascarenas will hand off to number 10, Davian Peters, and he's in the open. He is fast, and he'll get wrangled out of bounds right around the 34-yard line of Leander. Big play there by the Broncos. So Woldridge out there defending. He's about the only guy on the field that has enough speed to keep up with Peters, it looks like. The running back now, number 21, Takoa Martin, with the quarterback, Mascarenas. So they're going to hand off to the running back, and he'll carry it ahead for a few yards. So Martin will gain about 4 to the 32, make it 2nd and 6.
Matthew Anderson on the tackle for the Lions. Bring up 2nd down.
Mascarenas.
Still Leander trying to get a change of pace. They got old Timon Lawson out there now. Big boy up center so we can change something up.
Has Martin as his running back. The Lions come across the line of scrimmage. Free play for the Broncos. Now they're going to say it was a motion penalty because that usually kills the play. If it's offsides, they'll use, unless they have a free line into the quarterback, they'll usually stop or they'll let a defensive offsides go, but they generally won't let a. But they're going to call offsides, it looks like.
Yeah.
Because of the contact that's like an excuse to me.
Yeah, that was both Pites and Timon right there. They couldn't hold their water. They were so eager to get back there, which I don't blame them.
Well, you want to get pressure. It's 2:54 remaining here in the half. You want to try to keep the. So it's second down and a yard. The ball now at the 27-yard line. The Broncos need the 26 for a first down. Mascarenas looking to pass. Has an extra play here, and it's broken up. He had a good, accurate pass there in the end zone, but Malachi Filan able to break up the pass, and they have an injured player down. The Broncos do. That was number 18, the intended receiver, Zach Dodd, and he's able to get up under his own power. But the training staff able to get to him there in the corner of the end zone. But we hope he's okay as we head to a 3rd and 1 situation for the Broncos with 2:42 remaining in the half. That incompletion will stop the clock right there. We'll start again on the snap of the ball. Takoa Martin, the running back for Eli Mascarenas. We'll bring a man in motion, do the Broncos. There's the snap. Mascarenas keeps straight ahead. He's got the first down and more. He's going to take it in to score. No flags on the play, and with 2:34 remaining, it's now a 20-15 score. We'll see if they keep the offense on the field, if they're going to bring out a kicking unit.
I mean, he just sat there, waiting for it to develop and kick back. He was 88 out that back gate.
It looks like they're going to keep the offense in on this point after attempt to go for 2. It's a 5-point lead now. If they're able to convert, it'll be out to a 7-point game. Mascarenas will remain the quarterback with Takoa Martin, number 21, as running back. 2 receivers on the short side of the formation or on the top of the formation, 1 here on the near side. Mascarenas looking to his right. He's got pressure.
Get him.
He gets the ball, gets rid of it before he's sacked, but that's Calvin Kessler on the pressure, and the score will remain 20-15. And the Lions will get the football back. We'll take a real quick look at the scores if you got some updates, Ben. What do you have?
Yeah, it looks like College Station versus Hayes. 14-0, second quarter.
Who's winning that game?
College Station.
So College Station up 14-0.
Yeah. Then Georgetown versus Eastview. 39-9, Georgetown, second quarter. Then Rouse and Chaparral, now 30-0, Rouse and a half.
Yeah, Rouse can give Leander problems. They're they have some losses, but their games have been close, and they have a young quarterback who also made the list that Tavian Gordon made as the newcomers. So this kid's pretty good there at Rouse. He's a youngster, a sophomore, but he is somebody to deal with, and the Lions will have a week to prepare for him after tonight's game. You want it to be coming off a win. Tommy Stevens to kick off for the Broncos. Back deep to receive for the Lions is Zane Wooldridge and Isaac Montgomery. Both dangerous returners. Wooldridge kind of, his reputation precedes himself at this point, but we saw Isaac Montgomery return some kicks pretty nicely over the last couple of years, even though he's a young fella.
Yeah, he got a good stride himself. He gets moving in open field, he's gone.
Yeah, he's really good on the basketball court as well. That kick's going to head towards Isaac Montgomery and into the end zone and out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So no time off the clock on that kickoff. 2:34 left on the clock for the Lions to negotiate 75 yards and try to get some points. And, they could probably get down to about the 25 for a pretty good field goal attempt, but that is in the teeth of the wind. So I'm not sure that's really even on the table unless you get inside that 20. Rene Rodriguez has plenty of leg, but into the wind it makes it a lot harder. Twin receivers on either side of the formation for Mitchell. Gordon, the running back. He fakes. Mitchell has it, tries to get outside. He's going to get tackled by number 30 of the Broncos with really no gain on the play. That's Garrett Rowland.
Second down and 9.
So they will give him a gain of 1 to the 26.
In the third inning, the Yankees 3, Cleveland 2.
So that sounds like, based on what Mark said, the Yankees are beating the Guardians in the ALCS. In case you're interested in some October baseball. I stopped watching when the Rangers got eliminated about 8 games before the season was over.
Right.
2 receivers either side of the formation. They'll bring Montgomery in motion. Mitchell rolls to his left, turns and throws, has a wide open Zane Wooldridge for a first down at the 36-yard line. He'll step out of bounds. That'll stop the clock with 2:23. And a first down, Leander, trailing by 5 to the Lake Belton Broncos.
That was pretty good right there. 10 seconds for a first down. So, you guys are moving.
Yeah, you want to score in plenty of time, but you also don't want to leave Lake Belton much time.
These kids are smart. They're getting out of bounds. So they definitely have some good IQ.
Gordon with the carry off right tackle. He'll pick up about 6 yards to the 42, where he's tackled by number 60 of the Broncos, Jeremiah Batriel. Mitchell takes the snap, rolls to his right, throws the ball towards Pites, incomplete, out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. It'll be third down and 4 yards to go with about 1:59. The Lions, last thing you want to do is give the ball back to them without points, without you scoring points first, and give them an opportunity to try to build on their lead here. The Lions will break the huddle. Gordon will be the running back. They'll have 3 receivers here on the narrow side of the field. There's a snap. Mitchell looks that way, completes it to Montgomery, picks up the first down over the 45 to about the 47. Number 94 on the stop, Caleb Chandler, one of the big linemen, getting out there on that screen. He must have seen that on film or something. Gordon remains the running back with Mitchell. 3 receivers on the wide side of the formation this time. They'll hand to Gordon going that direction. He cuts up at midfield, and we have a couple of flags that come in, and it's usually in a penalty area that's against the offense. We'll see what the call is. Could be a face mask in that area, but I'm not sure. There's some celebration by the coaches of the Lake Belton Broncos, which would lead me to believe it's a hold. And so that's a spot foul. They'll mark off 10 yards from the 50. That'll put the ball to the 40. Oh, no, they're marking it off from the original line of scrimmage, I guess. Kind of a little bit of confusing methodology used by this crew, at least in terms of stepping off penalties. They're not always on the same page. So the ball is going to be at the Lion 37. They need to get all the way to the 43-yard line of Lake Belton. I believe that's Gordon next to Mitchell. It might be Hargrave. It is Hargrave. Mitchell's pass is complete to Wooldridge right at the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard shy of that. Inbounds, that means the clock will still move with 1:20. Mitchell with a quick snap rolls to his right, looks down the right sideline. We got some. That could have been a holding, and there is a flag that comes in. That was number 22 on the coverage, Gavin Stewart, not wanting to allow Zane Wooldridge to get by him, aware of that speed. That should give the Lions another first down, probably a 10-yard penalty here. We'll wait on the call from the White Hat.
Holding, defense, number 22. That's a 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
So it is a penalty. It'll get the ball to the 43-yard line of Lake Belton, and will give the Lions a first down. With 1:15 remaining. Clock will start on the snap. Mitchell drops it back, looking to throw, tucks it to run. A little pump fake. He's at the 40. He'll step out of bounds after picking up the first, or right before pick. That was a poor spot. It looked like to me he picked up the first down. They're going to mark him a yard shy. It's going to be 2nd and 1. 1:06 remaining. The Lions, at the very least, want to come out of this drive with a field goal. They will receive the football to open the second half. Hargrave, the running back next to Mitchell. Pass in the flat, complete to Montgomery. He carries up to and near the 30, where he's finally stopped by number 23, Braxton Cope. We're at 58 seconds, and that is enough for a first down. I think the Lions may have one timeout. Whoever's running the scoreboard certainly hasn't removed any of the timeouts that are out there.
I think we got all 3.
I'll take all 3, but I'm pretty sure we only have one. So Hargrave, the running back, 3 receivers here on the near side of the formation. Mitchell, little pump fake, and throws up the seam, and it's intercepted. That pass just a little bit too short. Xavier Wells able to pick it off, and he'll be tackled inside the 5 by Zane Wooldridge. That's probably the worst thing that you could happen. The play was there, and Mitchell just didn't get enough on it.
Had him beat 2 steps over him at least. That's a big old punch in the stomach right there.
Yeah, that's similar to what happened against Chaparral last week when the Lions were going in and fumbled on their opening possession, and they also had a dropped pass that would have been a touchdown in the second half of that game, and they missed a field goal. So those are the 17 points that I referred to. And it looks like Wells may be injured after that tackle by Zane Wooldridge post-interception. So less than a minute, 47 seconds for Lake Belton to try to traverse get into scoring position. I wouldn't be surprised if they just run the ball straight ahead here and just try to get to the half. The Lions do receive the football to open the second half, but I expected this to be a tight ball game, and it has turned out as such. We'll see who's going to come out on top. Stay with us here as we progress through this. Was this the seventh game of the 2024 season for Leander? It is. It goes by. It zooms by. That's why postseason is so important, because you get a couple extra, 1 or 2 extra weeks at least. So they will have a tight formation, and it's a quarterback sneak straight ahead by Mascarenas, and he'll carry it over the 5 to about the 6, and the clock moving at about 36 seconds right now.
Well, the good thing is we get the ball coming out of the second half.
Yeah.
Well, it would have been so nice right there. I mean, I know I said it before, but like George said, I'd like to have that one back right there, because that was 22-20 going into halftime. And, I mean, that's ideal for you right there. But, I mean, it happens. Leander can play defense right here. We go back, make the halftime adjustments, come back out, play some football.
Okay. So what we'll do for halftime, it looks like that is going to be the half, is because Peter has to switch cameras. We'll switch the camera to the camera here in the booth while he switches cameras, and we'll bring you the band, and we'll wait for the stats that we'll get. And we'll come in early for the second half. So stay with us here. In 28 minutes, we'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Belton Independent School District proudly presents the 2024 Lake Belton High School Stampede and Silver Spurs. First up, the Lake Belton High School Silver Spurs. The Silver Spurs are led on the field by sophomore Lieutenant Leah Coons, Junior Lieutenant Rivers Mahler, Senior Lieutenants Ava Diaz and Reagan Flory, Senior Captain Emerson Tucker. The Silver Spur of the Week is Jacqueline Merriam. The Silver Spurs are under the direction of Emma Marsland and Shelby Carney. Tonight, the Spurs will be performing a kick routine to Bad Guy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lake Belton High School Silver Spurs. And now, please welcome the Lake Belton High School Stampede. The Stampede is under the field leadership of head drum major Jonathan Crow and assistant drum majors Kahaya Lane, Lillian Graves, and Noah Thomas. Stampede brass members of the week are Isaiah Blair and Audrey Kirkendall. Stampede woodwind members of the week are Abby McNeil and Emma Haberer. Stampede percussion members of the week are Ben Shimabukuro and Gabrielle Maho. Stampede color guard members of the week are Thais Colindres and Alex Toledo. Tonight, the band will be performing their UIL competition show entitled Eternal Glory, with music from Dmitry Shostakovich. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lake Belton High School Stampede. Directors for the Stampede are Bobby Urigan, Craig George, Jacob Guerrero, and Grant Shane. Color Guard Director is Jesse Arbalay. Thank you for your attention and have a great weekend. Go Broncos!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Taking the field for your halftime entertainment are your Leander High School Bluebells. The Bluebells are under the direction of Ashley Williams and Lupe Summer. The Bluebells would like to congratulate the Teacher of the Week, Coach Moulton. The Bluebells are led by Captain Jessica Egglesey, First Lieutenant Claire Smith, Second Lieutenants Ella Bowman and Mackenzie Cady, Head Company Leader Sienna Johnson, and Company Leader Maddie Enriquez. Congratulations to the Bluebell of the Week, Lainey Saunders. Every week, the Bluebells nominate a teammate who has shown exemplary acts of love and compassion to receive the Be Kind, Be a Bell Award. Congratulations to Avery Pontius. Along with the amazing Leander Marching Band, here are your Bluebells performing to Let It Whip. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it once again for the incredible Leander High School Bluebells. The Bluebells would like to give a shout out to the Lion Elite program for joining us on the field and in the stands for this game. The Bluebells would also like to give a heartfelt thank you to their amazing parents, the Leander High School administration, and the unconditional support of the incredible Leander High School Marching Band, led by Ryan Cerna, and the Leander High School football program, led by Coach Chris Price. Enjoy the rest of the game, and let's keep the excitement alive. Roll Pride! And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Leander High School Marching Band and current 8th grade students from Running Brushy, Leander, and Danielson Middle Schools. These 200 students represent some of the finest young musicians in the district and the state, and the current members of the Leander Band could not be more excited to have them join us next year in uniform. In addition, we are unbelievably proud to welcome our middle school color guard students under the direction of Allison Petro. For those interested in learning more information about the Leander Band or color guard programs, please check out our band website, leanderband.org. Tonight, the combined Leander High School and Middle School Mega Band have joined together to perform a stadium staple, Land of 1,000 Dances. Please welcome all of the students to the field under the direction of the Leander High School head drum major, Natalie Cox. Let's hear it one more time for the amazing performance from all of our current and future Leander Band members. Directors of the aforementioned middle schools include Van Robinson, Mark Urbina, Nathan Snyder, Liz Love, Jeremiah Ward, Emily Smith, Andrea Gonzalez, Lauren Piccione, and Eric Chen. The percussion instructors are Mr. Dan Rieberger and Ryan Patterson, and the color guard instructor, Miss Alan Petro. A huge thank you to those band directors and their continued unconditional support of their students and the Leander Band program. Once again, if you are interested in learning more about the amazing Leander High School Band or Color Guard program, please check out our website at leanderband.org. In addition, if you are interested in supporting the Leander High School Band, they will be competing at the UIL Area Marching Contest next Saturday at Gupton Stadium at Vista Ridge High School. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the game.
Welcome back to the studio here at AC Bible Stadium, where the Lions trail the Lake Belton Broncos by a score of 20-15. We talked about it a little bit before this game, Frank, how important it is for both of these programs to get a win here. The Lions, because they want to stay undefeated, right? They're chasing that district crown, while Lake Belton really just wants to find themselves in the playoffs. And a loss to the Lions can really throw some wrenches into the works for Leander and their plans going forward. It certainly wouldn't eliminate them from playoff competition at this point, but you want to win, you want to keep winning, and you want to know every week, like Coach likes to say. So pretty good half from both teams. We saw explosive plays from both teams. Probably a couple of more explosive plays on the Lake Belton side. The Lions have pretty good stats for a half of football, though, so you have those, right?
Yeah. So for the first half, Leander's over 250 yards of total offense. We got 122 yards passing and 139 yards rushing. And that's both backs getting at it, Gordon and Hargrave. Right now, Gordon has 74 yards on 13 carries, and Hargrave has 54 yards on 10 carries. So them boys are putting in work for the first half already. That's pretty good.
Gordon getting close to 5 yards a carry on that average.
On that dose they had going on there, they were giving him a good dosage of
They
the running
were. They
backs.
were feeding the football to him, and it was play after play, same play, and he was able to really move, really led that drive. He didn't end up scoring. I think Hargrave ended up with the touchdown there. But great play from the offense. You know, defensively, we talked to Coach Lopez on Tuesday, and he felt like this was going to be a challenge for the Lion defense, but he had confidence in his players. And, you know, this is one of those where the guys are so fast, sometimes you can overrun them.
Rouse 47.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Lake Belton first half was putting up some yards as well. They have 53 yards passing and 154 yards rushing. So over 200 yards was in the first half already from that offense.
So they're pacing close to 200 yards on the game. The Lions close to 300, but they got to convert into points, right?
Yeah.
And we've seen we saw a turnover. The Lions had an opportunity going into the end zone. The pass a little bit short. It was intercepted by Lake Belton.
And
really, that's the difference in this game. Otherwise,
21.
the Lions probably have 1 or 2 point lead currently, but instead they trail 5. And
we get the ball second half.
They do get the ball back,
ALCS,
but you know the work's cut out for them. They're going to have to get
3-2.
some production on the offense. They're going to have to remain consistent. Ultimately, if you can run the football in the second half, I think you can wear this team down, and it'll give your defense rest.
Yeah, I like to think that run game is still there. I mean, I know they kind of shut it down a little bit towards the end of the half right there, but I just think that was just a momentum shift. I think the Leander's bread and butter is still that rush game.
Yeah, the time was winding down there at the half, and they took that shot down the field, and they ended up getting intercepted. The pass left a little bit short.
It was just a bad throw. I mean, he had 2 steps over the guy. It was a perfect play. I mean,
yeah, a little bit longer on that throw, and that's a touchdown. But there was pressure, and he was moving, and you know it's real easy for me to say.
It was windy too. That wind was blowing from that direction.
It's real easy for us to say that pass should have been more accurate when I have tinnitus in my elbow and I can't throw a pass more than about 15 yards at this point.
But icing all night.
We'll bring you some score updates as we get near the second half kickoff. We're about 90 seconds away, so we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with those score updates. Stay with us here on SHN Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We'll bring you some score updates. Ben, you got the scores for tonight so far?
Yeah, it looks like at half, Vista Ridge is.
In college scores, we have
Cedar Ridge is beating Vista Ridge 12-10. Vandegrift beating Manor 42-0. Then it looks like Georgetown is beating Eastview 45-7. And then looks like in the third quarter right now, Rouse is beating Chaparral 47-0. Wow.
Yeah, that's a little bit surprising to me. I thought that Chaparral team was pretty decent. The Lions really should have won that game going away, but that really looms large for these Leander Lions as they move towards that Rouse game next week. But, you know, Rouse is Rouse. We've got to worry about tonight's game. The Lions trailing by 5 here in the second half. Can they keep the undefeated district streak alive, or will they head into the Rouse game with a matching record or a close to matching record with Rouse? I can't recall. I think they were 2-2 in district actually, or 2-1. So if they win tonight, it'll be a tie, which can really put postseason hopes in jeopardy. I mean, you really want to keep winning to avoid any tiebreaker situations. You know, you don't want to end up Friday Night Lights in the parking lot of
the ball in your court,
some truck stop with your coaches flipping coins with the UIL.
There won't be a Lakeland Mall flipping a coin.
Right. Don't want to do that. You want to go on ahead and take care of business on the field so you don't have to worry about that type of situation because, you know, back when I played, only one team made the playoffs. You had to win district to make the playoffs. And could you imagine being tied and it coming down to just a quarter, being tossed up in the air by some random official? Don't like that at all. You want to be able to keep it within your power of control.
Especially a double-sided one, too.
Yeah. Well, it is Texas football. There's corruption everywhere, and I'm not saying there's corruption in the UIL necessarily or officials or whatever.
Everybody wants to win, though. Come on,
right.
man.
I mean, everybody wants to win. I mean, you see problems in government and governing bodies all the time, and you just don't want to leave it up to them. You want to keep the control within your own power so that you can, decide your own destiny. So back deep to receive the opener is going to be Hargraves and Isaac Montgomery. It looks like Wooldridge not out there for this kickoff. Lions may actually have the hands unit out there. Maybe they suspect that Lake Belton is going to take a play out of Leander's special teams book. So kicking off is number 87, Stevens, for the Broncos. It's a deep kick, and it's going to be fielded by Hargraves about the 15. He'll fake to Montgomery and carry up the middle. He'll cut back outside at the hashes, and it'll be wrapped up around the 23-yard line where the Lions will have it 1st and 10.
Yeah, he beats that tackle. I know he's gone.
Yeah, it looked like he had a little bit of a lane there, but that was a pretty good tackle by the coverage team of the Lake Belton Broncos. So the Lions will huddle on the sideline. The play clock has not started. Mitchell will be the quarterback with Gordon the running back. Twin receivers on either side of the formation. There's a fake to Gordon. A pass flipped out in the flat and is complete to, I believe that's number
Montgomery.
Yeah, Mason Montgomery, and he'll gain about 7 yards to the 30-yard line. The Lions need to get to the 33 for a first down. Wells on the stop for the Broncos. The Lions will huddle. Play clock moving at 20 seconds. Plenty of time for the Lions to get the play off. Gordon, the running back, next to Mitchell. 2 receivers. They'll bring a man in motion. That's Montgomery, and they're going to hand to Gordon. He'll spin his way over the 30 to the 31, so he'll get one of those 3 yards before he's wrapped up. Looked like that was big 94 on the stop for the Broncos, Caleb Chandler. A little help from Williams. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Big play here early in the third quarter for the Lion offense. You don't want to give the momentum back. You got to wrestle it away at this point, trailing the Broncos by 5. Gordon right beside Mitchell. Mitchell's going to keep it. He gets a nice block and picks up the first down. It's a great block there by Pites, and it'll be the result of that nice block and read of that block by Mitchell is a first down as he cut right inside that Garrett Pites block. Pites will come off the field. Gordon remains the running back next to Mitchell. Twin receivers, both sides of the formation. Mitchell looking over the formation, takes the snap, looks to his left, and pass to Isaac Montgomery. Hit him in the hands, and he unable to bring it in. That had a little bit of mustard on it for Mitchell. He's a pitcher for the baseball team, so he can tend to fire it in there. There was another famous guy, John Elway, that had an opportunity to play Major League Baseball because he was a pitcher, and they said sometimes his passes would split your fingers open. Mitchell with a keeper straight ahead, and he's going to get wrapped up for no gain, maybe even a loss by number 35, Isaiah Philatonga. And they are going to lose a yard or two. It's going to be 3rd and 12 now. Clock moving at 10-12, and counting.
31.
Lions need a first down here. Keep this drive alive. Gordon, the running back, 2 receivers, either side of the formation for the Lions. It's a fake to Gordon. Pass on the slant was there, intended for Mason Montgomery, and maybe a little bit tall. Montgomery kind of got a little alligator armed there as he, that slant's not an easy route because you can take a shot. I'm not saying that's exactly what happened. That pass a little bit out in front of him. It made it a tough catch regardless and falls incomplete. And Rene Rodriguez will come out to punt it away to the Broncos. Back deep are Kellen Scarborough and number 21, Takoa Martin.
I don't want to be the mayor of bad news over here, but I don't think I've seen.
What a punt by Rodriguez
wow.
as it rolls out of bounds at the 8-yard line.
That was a good punt right there. But I was saying that I didn't see number 1 out there at all last series. I don't see him on the sidelines. So I hope everything's okay, maybe using the restroom or something.
Well, he plays on defense too, so he's not always on offense. He could be sitting down with the defensive unit, and he may be out there on the field. Who knows? Well, you play with what you got, so the Lions just really need to get a stop here of this Bronco offense and see if they can negotiate some offense on their own. The running back going to be number 4, Scarborough, next to Mascarenas, and they're going to hand to the jet sweep back, number 10, Davian Peters. He's in the open, 25-30, 35 out of bounds at around the 37. Forced out by the Lions, number 12, Tyree Smith, but it is a first down Broncos all the way out to their 36-yard line. And confetti flying in the stands here. The crowd tries to encourage the Lion defense to get a stand here. And there's a tackle in the backfield. That's Salorm Quarshie getting penetration and making a stop for a loss on the running back, Takoa Martin. They're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage, however, so scratch that tackle for a loss. It's just a regular tackle, but it is 2nd and 10. Martin looks like he'll remain the running back for Mascarenas and the Broncos. They have 2 receivers on the wide side of the formation and a tight end or an H-back here on the near side. They'll bring a man in motion. That's Peters. They're going to hand it to number 21, Martin, straight ahead, and he's able to maybe pick up a – no, they're going to say he just got back to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 10, and so the defense here on the first 2 plays standing up strong. We'll see what they can do here on 3rd and 10, see if they can get off the field. Martin is the running back still for Mascarenas. 2 receivers either side of this pistol formation. Looking to his left, rolling that direction. He's got some pressure. That's Pites with the sack at the 29-yard line. Garrett Pites ran through that blocker. That blocker, number 77, he basically was holding Garrett Pites, but he had to let him go. That's Diego Velasquez trying to block Garrett Pites, unable to do so, and it'll be 4th and about 18 yards.
Yeah, that was number 66, that same guy that suplexed that guy earlier in the game. He said Pites was showing him a wrestling move this time.
So it looks like the kick returner is Aiden Stericker, number 84, on this punt, and he waves everybody off away from the short punt. The Lions will have pretty decent field position, it looks like, on their side of the 50, but all the way up to the 46-yard line where they'll have 1st and 10. And you may be right. Wooldridge may be dealing with some sort of health or injury issue, and we'll just pray for him and hope for the best for him. He's certainly a key component of this Lion program. They're going to have E.J. Hargrave at running back as they come out of formation from the sideline. Logan Mitchell, the quarterback. Three receivers here on the wide side of the formation for Mitchell. He'll pull it from Hargrave. Ball's on the ground, and it looks like the Broncos have it. And again, a miscue between Hargrave and Mitchell on the read option play. And the Broncos will have, it's essentially that like they got a first down on that last play and they didn't have to punt. So instead of the Lions turning that punt into points, it's going to be the Broncos with the football for their second possession of this half, and a 5-point lead, 7:23 remaining here in the third period.
And you got to be on the opposite end of that on a tight game like this. You can't just be giving the ball up because, those are circumstances. You had them beat down right here and had the momentum going your way, and right back at them.
So the play clock down to about 10 seconds here as the Broncos come out in formation. Mascarenas is going to keep it. Or no, he hands it to Peters, who able to get a decent gain for about 12, 13 yards all the way to the line, 35-yard line. Tackled by Calvin Kessler there, number 5.
Calvin Kessler for the Lions on the tackle.
Mascarenas and the Broncos getting a little bit of momentum here in their second offensive possession of the half. They come out for a 1st and 10. They're going to hand to Martin off left tackle, and he's going to get wrapped up pretty good. He might have gained 2 yards on that play. Pretty good play there from Kessler, as well as who's on the bottom of that pile there. That's the guy that started the push for the Lions. It's one of the defensive linemen, and he will be attended to, as it looks like he's under some duress. There's 6:37 remaining here in the third quarter. We have some score updates. Ben?
Yeah, it looks like third quarter right now, Glenn versus Cedar Park. Glenn's winning 28-21, just one touchdown. Then we got Vandegrift versus Manor. Vandegrift winning 56-6 in the fourth quarter.
Well, thank you very much for those updates, Ben. We want the Glen Grizzlies to go on ahead and keep winning in that game against Cedar Park. But, obviously this district is pretty evenly matched top to bottom. Any of the teams can beat you on any given Friday night, and that's why we have the Friday Night Lights. That's why, on paper it may be one thing, but ultimately it's the play. That's why you have to play it. It's matchups. You may look good against Georgetown while another team looks terrible against Georgetown because of matchups and injuries and things like that.
Any given Friday.
Mascarenas at quarterback for the Broncos here on 2nd down and 8. Running back will remain Takoa Martin. They'll bring a man in motion from the short side to the wide side of the formation. They'll hand to Martin straight ahead. He's in the open, 25-20. He's inside the 20 to about the 18, and that's another first down for the Lake Belton Broncos. They're in the Lion red zone here. They'll bring in a new running back for Martin, and that'll be number 4, Kellen Scarborough. Mascarenas looks to the sideline to get the signal, the play call from his coaching staff. He'll hand to Scarborough straight ahead, and he'll slide his way forward for a gain of about 5 to the 13. It'll be 2nd down and 5. The Lion defense needs to stiffen up here and force a field goal attempt to keep this to a one-possession game. Otherwise, if they are able to negotiate a touchdown here, the Lions will be down two possessions. Still plenty of time, but you don't want to get behind at all. And the quarterback will now be Davian Peters as they run to their Wildcat. The running back will remain Kellen Scarborough. Peters brings a man in motion, takes the snap, fakes to Scarborough, keeps straight ahead. He's going to get wrapped up No, he scored. His he did not go down, and that's Peters on the tackle. Opportunity to make the tackle was Liam Walters, but it's a touchdown for Davian Peters, and it is a 26-15 lead for the Broncos with the point after touchdown coming up. That's going to be number 87 to negotiate that point after attempt, Tommy Stevens. By the hold of Braxton Cope.
Stevens on for the kick.
Snap, the hold's down, the kick is up and good. And the score now 27-15 as the Lions trail by 12 with 17 minutes remaining in the ball game. They've got a 5:14 left here in the third and then an additional 12 in the fourth. They're going to have to dig deep and find that center of their offense so that they can really, ultimately if one of your players is missing, which we're not even really sure what's going on there, you have to find that next man to make a play. And the Lions have had plenty of playmakers this year. You just got to give a little bit of credit to Lake Belton as they've done an effective job. But the Lions have 2 turnovers, and that's really the difference. Where they have 3 turnovers. That's the difference in tonight's game so far. So back deep will be Montgomery and E.J. Hargrave. Also back a little more shallow, Dominique Jaramillo.
E.J. Hargrave.
Yeah, it's really important for Leander to go down there and make a statement right now.
They do need to
5 minutes left in
answer.
the third quarter. If you don't make your move, you're going to run out of time.
Yeah, you definitely need to answer this latest score by Lake Belton. Stevens to kick. It's a deep kick. Montgomery fields it at the 7. He's at the 15, cuts out at the 20, and is swarmed about the 24. It'll be 1st and 10 there for Leander. So I guess they're a herd of Broncos instead of a pride of Lions, I suppose.
Well, yeah.
I guess.
Right.
I don't remember that from biology. I don't think we focused on that.
What's the technical term? A slew of them.
Yeah,
A bunch of them.
I think it is a herd. So the Lions will break the huddle from the sideline. Gordon will be the running back for Logan Mitchell. Top of the formation, he's going to have a River Hom and Calvin Kessler, looks like. There's a snap and a handoff to Gordon to that right side. He'll carry up for a gain of about a yard.
Marion Gordon on the right side for a short gain will be 2nd down and 9.
Stop made by number 74, the defensive end on that side, Evan Lazat.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I do see number 1 on the sidelines over there without his pads on. So.
Yeah, he must have pulled something.
Yeah, you just never know.
2nd down.
It's good that he's on the sideline. And there's the snap and the whistle blown as it's a false start against the Lions. So that'll make it 2nd down and 14 for Leander. 4:35 remaining here in the third. The Lions will huddle up and the clock is moving. Gordon will remain the running back. Fake to Gordon. Pass over the middle is complete to Montgomery at the 30. 35. Breaks the tackle up to the 45. He's wrangled down there by number 0, Adam Constancio. Constancio. So the Lions will have a 1st down at their own 45 with 4:10 remaining. And, yeah, they really needed a positive play like that to keep this drive alive and also just inject a little bit of confidence in the offense and what they're doing execution-wise. And the Lions will take their time in the huddle at 3:55 remaining in the third.
That was a great quick read by number 3 right there.
Handoff goes straight ahead to Gordon. He makes a couple of guys miss in the hole and carries over midfield to the 49. They're going to give him midfield instead, so a gain of 5. Looks like that was number 60 on the tackle. Jeremiah Batrell. I'm not sure how to say that. Handoff straight ahead to Gordon again. And he lowers his shoulder and carries well into Bronco territory for a first down at the 43.
Right on pace with that average. He's 5 yards a carry.
Yeah, just keep feeding him the rock. I mean, that's what you do is pick that next guy that you're going to lean on and lean on him, and they're doing that right now with Kamari and Gordon. They're going to hand it to him again. He's in the open and past the 40 to about the 39 before he's stacked up by a whole bunch of Broncos. But the gain is still there, 3 yards to the 39. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
Second down and 6.
It's good to see the Lions still fighting.
Yeah, they don't have any quit in them, not this squad. Gordon right to the left of Mitchell. 2 receivers here on the near side of the formation. Garrett Pites in the H-back position. And we'll have a penalty flag thrown probably against, looks like based on the celebration, it was going against Lake Belton. It is. So that'll make the second down in distance a little bit shorter for the Lions as the ball is moved to the 34-yard line. Lions need to get to the 32 for a first down. Play clock has yet to move. Lions on the line of scrimmage. Gordon, the running back, next to Mitchell. Fakes to Gordon, pass thrown, tipped in the air. I think it was intended for Montgomery. A lot of Broncos in that area. Probably not the pass you want to throw.
They were very fortunate to see that one hit the ground right there.
Yeah, he tried to fit it in there, but I think I saw 3 different Broncos there in the secondary that could have had a chance at that football. So you got to come to a different choice in your progression there if you're Logan Mitchell. So lining up to the right will be Gordon. Mitchell audibles as he walks to the line of scrimmage. Looking to his right. Passes in the air. That one almost intercepted as well. And so now it is 4th down and 2 yards. And the Lions will keep their offense out there. They'll bring out Montgomery and E.J. Hargrave, and Gordon will come out of the game, as will number 7, River Hom.
Yeah, that defensive end, number 52, he got a hand on that ball right there. That's why it looked like a duck in there.
Zion Williams then on that, getting a paw on it. 4th and 2. They're going to hand to Hargrave. He's going to get hit in the backfield. Good penetration there by the Broncos. Number 60, Batriel on the stop, and it will be Bronco football on downs at their own 40 or 36-yard line. So the defense going to have to come out and make another play, a couple of plays here, and try to get off the field and get the offense back the football. 2:11 remaining. Got some updates, Ben?
Yeah, it looks like Rouse and Chaparral. Final score 53-7, Rouse. Wow. Then it looks like in the third quarter, Vista Ridge versus Cedar Ridge. Actually, yeah, Vista Ridge winning 19-16. Pretty close game. Then Georgetown versus Eastview, 51-7 Georgetown in the third quarter.
Okay, back on the field are the Broncos here. We got number 13 still at quarterback for Lake Belton. He's going to hand off straight ahead to number 21, Martin. Not much there, gain of about 1 on the handoff from Mascarenas.
Martin on the carry.
There's Bridwell getting back there.
Bridwell wasted no time for free safety to get upfield and make a stop for a minimal gain. And, you know, if I'm Lake Belton, I'm trying to burn clock here, and it looks like that may be what they're doing. Martin remains the running back. Mascarenas does drop back to pass, and it's complete. Too much cushion for the receiver, Zion Harness, and it's a first down on that completion in line territory at the 48. They had a defender in front of him and a defender behind him, but both of them were about 2 yards off. And so
give them 6. I'm sorry, you give them 6 yards of cushion right there. I mean,
yeah, Mascarenas just fitted in there. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. There's a snap. They're going to hand off to Martin straight ahead. He'll pick up about 3 yards, tackled by Kessler. Make it 2 yards, 2nd down and 8.
Calvin Kessler on the tackle for the Lions. There's an injured player on the field.
And we do have an injury on the field. It looks like a Bronco lineman, as the Leander defense will come to the sideline to talk to Coach Lopez and the rest of the defensive staff. I want to shout out the sponsors here for the second half. They include the gold sponsors, Bear Electric LLC and Mercy Veterinary Hospital. The silver sponsors are Bill Miller's Barbecue, RDZ Roofing, and Raising Cane's. The bronze sponsors are Golden Chick, Toyota of Cedar Park, Texas State Optical Cedar Park, Whitestone Fine Jewelry, Sisk Robb Incorporated, and JT Reisdorf at State Farm. The Lion Pride sponsors, A-Plus Septic Cleaning and Repairs, Grissom Insurance Group, and Black Rock Coffee. And the Roll Pride sponsors, MLD Services, Modern Shade, and Milo Aquatics. We want to thank those sponsors for all that they do for Lion football. And that is number 76. It looks like he's mostly getting off the field under his own power. Tucker Schwartz, we wish him the best, and we'll pray for him moving forward. You know, as we do all players, we don't want them hurt. 2nd down and 8 for the Broncos.
We don't wish that on nobody. We just want to beat them.
Right, we want to beat them in full health. Tonight, though, it's been a struggle for the Lions, really on both sides of the ball. They've been very competitive, but this Bronco team has shown very good resilience. Scarborough, the running back, behind Mascarenas. They're going to hand to him. And he squirts out into the open. How did he get so open? And he's all the way inside the red zone down to about the 15-yard line, tackled by number 2, Malachi Filan. He kind of bounced out to the left, and he saw a hole, and he squirted out, and it was just a big lane into the 3rd level of the Lion defense. Nobody on the backside for that cutback, and that's what Coach Lopez told us about, is that running back, number 4, Kellen Scarborough, is a good cutback runner, and you saw it on that play there. 46 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Scarborough remains the running back for his quarterback, Mascarenas. And they're going to hand to Scarborough again. He's going to carry it down to about the 10-yard line, a gain of about 5 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 10. You got to force a field goal here, because otherwise you're down more than 3 scores. You're sitting down 12. If they add, well, I guess that's still 3 possessions, but you don't want to be down 3 possessions. You want to keep that at 2, and it is going to be a timeout Broncos, I believe. Oh, no, they're just going to let the time expire as we move to the 4th and final quarter in tonight's ball game, as the Lions find themselves a little bit behind the 8 ball here, so to speak, as they need to get a stop here and get that offense churning. We really didn't see much production from the Lion offense here in the 3rd quarter, and it was really all Lake Belton. I want to call him Lake Travis for some reason, but it's Lake Belton. Yeah, I mean, I've done enough Leander Lake Travis games. You got some score updates, Ben?
Yeah, it looks like 4th quarters. Cedar Park and Glen tied 28-28. Then Vandergrift versus Manor, final score 56-6. Vandergrift.
Oh, wow. It's a high-scoring game right there. Song makes you want to run some bleachers right now.
Yeah, the Lions have got to find the solution here to the puzzle that is the Lake Belton Bronco offense, and they haven't really come up with a consistent ability to slow them down. They had a couple of possessions they were able to get off the field, but ultimately it's been Lake Belton able to matriculate the football up and down the field against the Lions tonight. And so they bring in the Wildcat as Peters is at quarterback for the Broncos, and he'll take the snap and run straight ahead, and he's just slippery, and he's going to pick up about 8 yards, a first down, make it 9. It's going to be first and goal from the 1, and I would expect that same play again, as you got to give credit to that offensive line for Lake Belton as they were able to open up a hole. And that with a Wildcat-type formation like with Peters, you don't even have to block a particular direction. You just go where the lineman goes and take him that direction and let Peters find that crease, and that's what he did on that play there. First and goal from the 1. Peters remains the quarterback. He's carrying straight ahead. He's behind the lineman. He's able to get cut down, so he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Not sure who that was. Looks like it was number 7. Nope, they're going to say it was Anderson, number 9, on the stop. Play clock at 20 seconds as the Bronco offense looks to the sideline, and then they'll come into formation. Under center, Mascarenas is back in. Ball's on the ground, it looks like. We hear. Let's see who comes up with it. It's a scrum. Leander football, and they needed that bad.
My goodness.
And the Lions did something similar last week against Chaparral on the opening drive, going in for a score, fumbled. And, you know, they had Davian Peters out there for a couple of plays. And hopefully that player is okay. If he landed on the football, that'll leave you on the ground for a little while when you get the breath knocked out of you. But they had the Broncos had Peters for a couple of plays and a couple of successful plays. The Lions were able to stop him on that last one, so they brought it back in the bigger quarterback, Eli Mascarenas, for a tush push. So that going against the Broncos, number 44, Taha Khan. Oh, no. So he can't be 15 yards, only half the distance. So that penalty was against the Lions. That's Virgil Garcia being assessed an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty coming off the field under his own power. Timon Lawson, I bet he fell on that football because he probably came out with it, and that'll –
they dogpiled him on top of that, but that was good.
Yeah, that'll knock the breath out of you.
Yeah.
And that's no fun when you can't breathe.
Oh, none at all.
So the ball was marked at the 1, so half the distance is half a yard. So maybe he was at the 2 because it looks like they've marked it at the 1, just inside the 1. The Lions will come out. I wonder if they'll come out under center. Nope, they're going to be in their pistol. Gordon will be the running back. A receiver on either side of the formation for Mitchell. They'll hand straight ahead to Gordon. He gets out of the end zone, breaks a tackle, spins, breaks another tackle. He's going to pick up about 1.5 yards, 2 yards to about the 3. So it'll be second and about 8. The Broncos had an opportunity to try to drop Gordon in the end zone, but he's pretty slippery. They're going to hand it to Gordon, and he is sacked or tackled for a safety, or they're going to say he got to the goal line. What are they saying? They have seen no signal, and they do call a safety. That's going to push the lead out to 29-15 with 10:06. So the Lions will have to kick it back. So after getting a fumble inside the 5, they had a personal foul penalty, but I don't think that was the difference because that's only about 1.5 yards at most that was assessed against them. It's just good penetration there from Lake Belton's defensive front, created chaos in the backfield, and Gordon couldn't get out of the end zone. And if he did, it was real close, and it didn't look like he made it to me. So I'm going to say that's a good call by the referees. Now the score, a 14-point difference. So the Lions really need to get the football back, but they got to get a stop here. And the last thing you can do is give more points to the Broncos. So they'll have to do everything they can to get a stop here, including some type of onside on this free kick. You can do it. It just has to go 10 yards for it to be live. It's just like a kickoff. Sometimes the players choose to punt the football, but it's still just like a kickoff. And it looks like Rodriguez will tee it up. I think it's pretty good distance when he puts it in a traditional kick. A little more consistent on his distance. The Lions spread out the formation. A couple of returners for the Broncos around the 33-yard line. Pretty good kick. It's going to be fielded by number 11 of the Broncos, Harness, and he's up the middle of the field. There's a flag. It's a block in the back. He'll carry it into the red zone and into the end zone. But it looks like that's going to come back, and that's really what sprung him is that illegal block. That should put the football back into Bronco territory, but they'll have it 1st and 10 regardless. We'll hear that.
Oh, man.
So they will still have possession of the football with a 14-point lead. 9:52 remaining here in the ball game.
That was a desperately needed lifeline right there.
You know, we've seen it. The Lions take advantage of those situations with kick returns and add to their lead. And looked like Lake Belton was going to do it to Leander, but fortunately, Leander gets a little reprieve with a 10-yard penalty. That'll put the football at the 43-yard line of Lake Belton.
First down, Broncos.
Mascarenas will be the quarterback for Lake Belton. They hand off straight ahead, and he bounces it outside. That's number 21, Martin. And he'll carry it well into line territory. Gain of about 13 or 14 yards all the way to the 42.
First down, Broncos.
And the Lions defense is a little gassed. You can see some of the linebackers with their hands on their hips here. And that big offensive line has really worn down the Lion defensive front. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Hand off straight ahead again to Martin. He gets about 8-9 yards before he's wrapped up. Case Schneider maybe on that tackle.
Isaiah Conley on the tackle for Leander.
They're going to say it was number 42, Milne. Mascarenas in the pistol. Brings a man in motion. That H-back. They're going to hand it straight ahead again to Martin. Lions swarming, but he's still going to have enough to pick up the first down.
Martin on the carry.
Kessler getting up off the bottom of the pile for Leander.
On the tackle for the Lions. They'll bring up first down.
Ball at the 32-yard line of Leander, and they need another turnover. Right now they're losing the turnover battle 3-1, and they didn't really do much with the one that they got because it was right against the goal line. In fact, they ended up giving up points after that turnover. But still would rather give up 2 than 6, which was pretty close to happening when that turnover occurred. So Mascarenas with Martin in the backfield. We'll send the H back in motion. There's the snap that Martin spins out of the – ball's on the ground. Ball's still on the ground. You got to fall on it. Don't scoop it. You got to fall on it. It looks like the Broncos are able to retain possession as number 73, it looks like, was able to get on that football. Jacob Johnson, good alert play by the offensive lineman.
I mean, that was a treat right there. You don't get too many treats like that on the field.
Well, if it doesn't bounce up, you're not going to really get many scoops and scores. In that situation, you really just want to pounce on that football. And an opportunity missed there for the Lions.
Yeah, right
Scarborough.
You just should jump on that ball.
The running back now for Mascarenas, and they'll hand to Scarborough. And he'll get wrapped up right around the line of scrimmage for no gain. It's going to be 3rd down. That's Kessler in there along with Bridwell, both of them trying to get to the top of the district in tackles. They're both in the top 5, I believe. 3rd down and 8. It's really 2-down territory here if you're Lake Belton, unless your kicker can really hammer one through, because you're looking at a good 45-yarder from here. 47-yarder. Looking
there you go. Get him.
Pressure. Mascarenas is sacked by Pites. He initially received the pressure from, was that Kessler? No, it was number 9 getting in the pressure initially, Matthew Anderson.
That's 2 sacks tonight for old Pites. He's already had 7 for the season, so he's at 9. That's pretty good.
That is a good season on the defensive front. And it's 4th down and about 14. And they keep their offense on the field. We're down to just 6.5 minutes left in the ball game, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're going to wind down the play clock, call a timeout, and then punt it away. And it's 6:19 on the clock when they burn that timeout.
As they should burn as much time as they can, because Coach Price got some tricks up his sleeves. I imagine
Yeah,
I see some
well,
trick plays here.
The Lions are going to have to run probably their 4-minute offense as best they can to prevent anything from from running out of time. Basically, you've got to get points quickly, and the first way to get points is you got to get the ball, and this next play is going to be it. And I would imagine that Lake Belton is probably going to pooch kick this and hope to pin the Lions back with their backs against their goal line. We'll see here. That would be my plan. I might even come out in an offensive formation and have Mascarenas back up at the last second and pooch it.
That might surprise you with a little Doug Flutie, a bounce kick.
Right. What do they call that? I forgot what that was called.
I'll call it a rugby kick, I guess.
And they do come out with the offense. It is Mascarenas. His running back is number 4, Kellen Scarborough. But I bet you this is still a punt. And it is a little short formation pooch punt. And it's going to go into the end zone. So it backfires a little bit for them. The Lions will have it at the 20. So they only netted about 20 yards on that punt, but the key was they were able to burn off about 3.5-4 minutes off the clock during that possession. And so the Lions' biggest enemy right now besides the Bronco defense is that game clock.
Time waits for no man.
No, it does not. E.J. Hargrave, the running back, in now next to Mitchell. 3 receivers here on the wide near side of the formation for the Lions. Mitchell rolls that direction, looking downfield, lets it fly. Good catch there by number 28, Malachi Ramos, for a first down. Talk about a fingertip catch. It never left his fingertips. And a roughing the passer penalty on top of it. That'll add 15 more yards. It's still over 6 minutes at 6:04. So you tack on 15 from the 31, you're looking at the 46-yard line. I don't know what the referee's doing out there. He's walking the wrong direction. He had to get clarification, so he'll step off 15 yards off, and it should be at the 46. And that assessed against number 52 of the Broncos as Zion Williams, as he hit Mitchell a little bit late. They'll send Isaac Montgomery in motion. Play still hasn't been whistled live, so Montgomery comes back and the lines will reset. Play clock, game clock moving now. They bring Montgomery in motion. Mitchell rolls to his left. Pass incomplete, intended for number 21, Camarion Gordon, right around midfield. The pass a little bit low. He couldn't quite get his hands underneath it off the carpet. It'll bring up second down.
Mitchell's pass incomplete.
The line coach is imploring the players to get to the line of scrimmage quickly. And we're going to have a timeout called by Lake Belton. And the interesting thing is you could hear all of the Lake Belton coaches in the booth next to us yelling timeout. So they saw something that the Lions may have been getting ready to take advantage of. And with a timely timeout, we'll discuss it. 5:51 remaining. So Lake Belton only has one timeout remaining. After that, the second timeout. Both teams huddling on their sidelines. Want to remind everyone that the Lions take on the Rouse Raiders next Friday at Gupton Field, which is near Vista Ridge High School. We get some updates, Ben. Oh, it looks like they're coming back out. We'll get them in the next timeout. Mitchell remains the running back. Mason Montgomery and one of the slot receivers on the top side of the formation. E.J. Hargrave, the running back. Mitchell drops straight back. Hits Gordon on the slant. He makes one guy miss, and it'll be a first down right at the 44-yard line for the Lions. They haven't stopped the clock, so they're saying he was about a yard short. 3rd and 1, 5.5 minutes remaining. Mitchell takes the snap, rolls to his left, throws downfield, and it's intercepted. And that is the last thing that the Lions could afford, and it occurs. That's number 23 on that interception, Gavin Stewart. And so the Broncos will take over with 5:23 remaining, a 2-touchdown lead. And what I bet you see is nothing but run plays here. Frank, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he's going to just milk it on out. Call it that.
If the Lions will need to get some penetration here early if they're able to try to minimize the damage of that interception, try to get the football back. But they're looking at time in the face right now, and it's scowling at them. Eli Mascarenas, the quarterback.
I'd say it's safe to say just call the dogs. Time to blitz them. There you go. Oh.
And that is Peters in the open. He made a couple of guys miss, and he could have gone a long way if number 12, Tyree Smith, didn't come over and tackle him at midfield. And Peters is slow to get up.
I mean, that's tough to see because, Leander got penetration back there.
Yeah, they had a chance at wrapping him up.
3 or 4 guys back there. You just if you don't wrap him up, he gets away.
He's proven to be very slippery for his, I don't want to say he's small, but he's slight. Like he's not a thick guy.
Like a weasel.
He is fast. He is really fast. But it'll be a first down after the injury timeout with 5:15. Ben, you got some updates for us?
Yeah, it looks like we got some final scores. We got Vista Ridge beating Cedar Ridge 29-19. Rouse beating Chaparral 53-7. And Cedar Park beating Glen 34-28.
Oh, that one went down to the wire. It looks like Cedar Park stays on top of the district. And then without a miracle here for Leander, there's going to be a log jam there in second place with Cedar Park on top. But that doesn't eliminate the Lions. They win next week against Rouse. Then if they can beat Cedar Park in 2 weeks, then they'll just need to beat Eastview, and they'll have the tiebreaker over Cedar Park in that head-to-head matchup. But that's a lot. This win here would have gone a long way, at least in terms of confidence. But, you go back to the drawing board when something like this happens, and the season's certainly not over for the Lions.
It's a little wake-up call, a little slap to the face.
Yeah.
Get moving in the right direction.
You don't like it, but it is what it is. Mascarenas hands off to the running back, and he's going to pick up about 5 or 6 yards. That's Martin. All the way to the 44-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 4 for the Broncos. Clock now at 4:35 and moving. They'll work at least 25 seconds off this clock before they snap the next play, which will put it at about 4:05. Lions cannot let them gain yardage over the next couple of plays. Mascarenas brings the man in motion. Take the snap. He'll hand to Martin. And he'll have a first down inside the 35. Down to the 32. So the clock will stop momentarily for the chains to set at 4:01. Play clock is yet to start. Clock moving now. Play clock about 15 seconds left on it. It'll be down to about 3.5 minutes before this ball is snapped. We'll bring a man in motion. Mascarenas will hand off to Takoa Martin. He'll pick up about 4 yards off of right tackle. And we have a timeout called. Number 25 on the stop for Leander, Liam Williams. And the Lions will burn their first timeout. It'll be 2nd and 7 out of the timeout. $3:19 left on the clock. Well, it just really took the wind out of the sails here at AC Bible. It's not undoable, but it's going to take a little bit of help. Whether it's a turnover by Lake Belton or just a fantastic play by one of the line defenders. That you go back to that fumble that the Lions had an opportunity to scoop up. It just didn't bounce their way. If that had bounced into his hands, that would have been the score you needed, but it didn't work out that way, and you can't really put yourself in that position if you can help it.
Yeah, we'll see if the Turf Monster can give us one on this one.
Mascarenas trying to pull some line defenders off sides with a hard count. Clock moving now. 3:19. That's Martin. He's going to get wrapped up from behind by Liam Walters. And really maybe a yard gained, and that'll be the second timeout for Leander here in the half, and it'll be 3rd down coming out of this timeout. Ben, you got some more score updates for us?
Yeah, it looks like final score. Georgetown beat Eastview 58-14.
Well, so we'll be tied with Georgetown in second if this one falls to Lake Belton like it appears. And we got a tiebreaker over Georgetown, but we're going to be tied with Lake Belton. They're going to have a tiebreaker over us. More than likely, Georgetown can beat this team, which will knock them below the Lions. But the Lions have to win out. They really it's going to make it a tougher sledding to get to the postseason by not winning tonight, because the Lions have some good opponents on the schedule. Eastview got beaten pretty badly by Georgetown, but Georgetown's been nothing but dominant since they lost to the Lions.
So, yeah, going forward, definitely have to watch that turnover ratio.
Yeah, that's killed us tonight, those turnovers. You can't give the other team too many possessions. And that's going to go straight ahead to Peters, and he's going to be stopped shy of the line needed to gain. He'll get down to the 25, and the Lions will burn a timeout with 3:03, their last. It'll be 4th down. So if the Broncos want to try to kick a field goal here, they're looking at a 42-yarder. That's a tough one. They do have the wind at their back, so depending on how much confidence you have in your kicker, you might just run your kicker out here and put it to be more than a 2-touchdown lead. The Lions could set a returner back there if it's a little bit short. They could try to return it, but I don't know what they're going to do here. It is 4th down and 3, even though the box hasn't flipped on the field from 3rd to 4th. This will probably be the last time out of the game. They haven't brought the 2-minute timeout to high school yet. They're experimenting with that in collegiate football right now, and I guess the NFL took and copyrighted the phrase 2-minute warning, so you're not supposed to say that if you're a collegiate broadcaster.
2-minute timeout.
Yeah. So they changed it a little bit to 2-minute timeout, and we'll see here. If Lake Belton can get a first down here, it's ball game, and it'll be Mascarenas as the quarterback with number 4, Kellen Scarborough. Looking to pass. Mascarenas up the sideline. It's incomplete.
Oh, man.
And he hit the receiver, Xavier Wells, in the hands. The Lions are lucky that wasn't a touchdown, but they'll take over. They have a little under 3 minutes. If they can get a quick score here, we've seen them execute onside kicks. So, certainly not over. And given that Lake Belton has been in 3 overtime games this season,
Right.
What's a 4th, right? But the Lions got to take care of business first to even get into a position to try to force that. And the first touchdown is going to be the hardest
There's
here.
definitely enough time, though.
There is
they need to
enough
get
time.
on it.
No timeouts, though. You can't really
No.
get tackled in the middle of the field too often, or you're going to end up running out of time.
But it's definitely a Lord Christmas special, so you're saying there's a chance.
Yes.
we got about a little under 3 minutes. Be nice to see it in the zone about 3 or 4 plays. Good onside kick recovery. Got the ball with a little bit over a minute left. It'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot.
Perfect scenario.
Right.
Yeah.
It can happen. I've seen it happen at multiple levels of the sport, so it is possible. Hargrave, the running back. Mitchell takes the snap, rolls to his right. Down the sideline, pass intended for 28, Malachi Ramos. And Mitchell just kind of looked like he threw that one away. 2:53 remaining in the ballgame, 2nd and 10, Leander. Hargrave remains the running back. They'll bring Isaac Montgomery to this side of the formation. The Montgomerys are both in the slots. Isaac here on the near side, Mason on the top side of the formation. Mitchell passes to Isaac Montgomery. He'll carry it up to the 30 where he'll step out of bounds. They're going to mark him at the 29, so a gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6. The clock stops at 2:48. Got to get this first down before you can get the touchdown there, unless you're going to score on this play. Hargrave, the running back, right next to Mitchell. Mitchell drops straight back, has pressure, tries to hit Hargrave in the flat and broken up there by number 30, Garrett Rowland. That pass a little bit tall for E.J. Hargrave, but he did get a hand on it, but Rowland came in and hit him. So this is the ball game here for Leander. 4th down and 6, 2:43 remaining. Hargrave, the running back, beside Mitchell, 3 receivers, top of the formation. Mitchell looking that way and just too much. He had Mason Montgomery on the seam, and there's a little bit of frustration as some pushing goes on in the trenches. And it'll be Lake Belton football, and a flag comes in late. But it's post change of possession, so even if it's against Lake Belton, it just backs them up. We'll see what the call is here momentarily. The big thing is if something was done that's severe enough, you could be eliminated from first half of play next week if you're a Lake Belton player that committed a foul.
After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct by number 60 of the visiting team. That's 15 yards. It'll be first and 10.
So he was not kicked out of the game, which means he'll be able to play next week, and that's Jeremiah Batriel, one of the better defenders for Lake Belton. We're down to 2:38 remaining. We'll get you some score updates here in a moment.
It's just tough to see because, Leander's a great team. I mean,
yeah, there's a quality squad at Leander this year, and they just
it's a little off tonight.
Yeah, it just didn't work out in their way.
Maybe it was that cold front. They brought something in, allergies, make up all kind of excuses.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe it goes back to what I was saying pregame, that you get on a win streak and you start thinking pretty highly of yourself. And I'm not saying the Lions didn't put the work in this week or anything like that, but maybe they underestimated this Lake Belton squad, who's competed in all of their games. I mean, obviously, if you're going into overtime 3 times, you're in some contests, and they certainly are battle tested. Make a pretty good playoff team if they can keep the mistakes at bay. And really, they're very similar to Leander, very similar style, balanced attack, good defense, good line play, but they just came out on top in a better position than the Lions tonight. 2:38 left. Handoff straight ahead. Not much there for the running back, number 34, and that is Michael Gonzalez. It's going to be second down and about, looks like 14 or 15 yards. That's kind of weird because when they assess the 15-yard penalty, it should still only be 10 yards that you got to get. Okay. Whatever. Unless I missed another penalty that was in there. Second down and 15 now with under 2 minutes. The quarterback will be number 16, Maddox, and he'll hand off to number 30, Roland. Or check that, that's 34, Gonzalez again on the carry. He'll pick up about 3. It's going to be 3rd and 11. And they'll burn off another 20 seconds on this play clock. 1:24 and counting. There's about 12 seconds left on the play clock. So really just these 2 more plays, and that's going to be the ball game. Lions get good penetration and stop Gonzalez in the backfield. That's Kessler. Still playing hard from the linebacker position. 1 minute left in the game. There's about a 20-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. So the Lions will get the ball back, but it'll be just a handful of seconds that they'll be able to run maybe 1-2 plays at the most. Running back remains Michael Gonzalez. The quarterback remains Maverick Maddox for Lake Belton. They need to get to the 34, and they're going to go on ahead and take the penalty flag. Oh, I guess they had that one timeout, so they do burn it with 21 seconds left, and they'll bring the punt team out on 4th down. as number 87, Stevens, comes out to punt it to the lines. You got some score updates, Ben?
Looks like we got, in the fourth quarter, Liberty Hill beating Pflugerville 35-28.
Okay, Liberty Hill came back on Pflugerville. That one going down to the wire. I guess Pflugerville's trying to come back in that one. Looks like that may be Hargrave back to receive the punt from Stevens.
Oh.
Pites almost blocked it. He runs into the kicker. I don't see a flag
There
thrown.
it is now. There's a wrestling match going on over there.
And there is some fighting going on the field, and that is not going to be acceptable to both coaching staffs as well as the referees. And Pites did almost get a hand on it. They can kick it again. That went into the end zone. It's not enough for a first down because he's just running into the kicker. So he can take it and punt again, move up 5 yards, or he can decline it here and just let the Lions have an opportunity to run a play, maybe 2 with 12 seconds remaining. So they are going to decline it looks like. Oh, they are going to punt it again. It looks like they're bringing out the punting unit again. So they are going to force the Lions to return another punt. That one wasn't much of a return as it went into the end zone. This is going to be punted from 5 yards closer, so I would expect something similar, although he may take a little bit off of it and try to force Hargrave into a return to burn as much of that 12 seconds off as possible. The Lions will bring more pressure again. All 10 guys up near the line of scrimmage. High punt. Hargrave going to let it hit the ground, and it'll roll into the end zone. So no difference except for 10 seconds off the clock. So the Lions will have one play with 2 seconds remaining, and just want to let you know that, and we'll show you the graphic here in a minute. We're not going to have a post-game session. It's probably better for me.
Yeah, me too.
At this point, because it was a little bit of, I mean, I'm sure the players and the parents and the students are all frustrated as well, but this is not to the level we've seen from the Lions so far.
It's just one of those nights. It's just hard to win the game when you turn the ball over that many times.
Yeah, and it even when you get turnovers on your side, your back's against the goal line. It's not helpful. But it was a 4 turnover to 1 ratio, and that's not conducive to a lot of wins. So Mitchell with one play and 2 seconds to try to score 14 points is not going to happen. He'll flip it out to. Who is that? Isaac Montgomery. That wasn't Isaac Montgomery. That looks like that's number 16, Dominic Jaramillo. And
a tough loss, but you know what? Back to the drawing board. I mean, you want something like this to happen before playoffs. You don't get too comfortable.
Right.
You know, you want to stay hungry, add more fuel to the fire, and get back at it. I mean,
yeah, and ultimately that's what it comes down to is the Lions just were outmatched tonight. But it wasn't by a team that's more talented or better coached or anything like that. It was just they made the plays when they were needed, and so give credit to Lake Belton.
But a lot of self-inflection tonight, though.
Yeah, there was, and Lake Belton took advantage of those opportunities that were given by the Lions, and it's good to see the team shaking hands and not getting into any fisticuffs or whatever that we saw towards the end of the game. And that's a straight frustration. You like for your guys to be competitive and want to win to the point of willing to fight, but ultimately you got to do it on the field.
That's it.
And that's how the sport's set up.
Between the whistles.
We don't have a podcast this week, but we will be at Gupton on Friday to take on the Rouse Raiders. please join us here on SHN Sports. And if you're unable to attend the game, you can watch it live. It'll be me, Frank, Ben, Juan, and Peter bringing you the action. So for Leander Lions football, they lose 29-15 to the Lake Belton Broncos. But we want to thank you for tuning in. And until next time, roll Pride.
Hey, we're down and not out. Go Lions.
Go Lions. We'll see you next time. Good night.